There's a snap of cold in the air as we come together for two cross-parish teams coming together to play tonight in Ascension Parish, as we have the REV Game of the Week and some Friday Night Lights, as we have the Prairieville Hurricanes facing the AMANT Gators. We'll be back in just a few minutes to talk about the REV Game of the Week.
Welcome to REV, delivering fiber-powered technology for both your home and your business. With phone service that connects you to what's important, internet that keeps your devices up and running, TV that delivers all the big moments, and security that protects how you live and work. All backed by local support teams right here in Louisiana. With 5-star service and reliability you can count on, we're ready to connect you to the people and places that matter most. REV.
Supreme service, supreme selection, and supreme savings are all at Supreme Chevy and Gonzales. Shop Silverado, Tahoe, and Suburban, Traverse, Trax, and more. Win every time when you ride with the winning team at Supreme Chevy and Gonzales.
REV presents the Action Minute.
Here's the Clinical Director of Action Therapy and Wellness, Haley Leindecker.
Let's talk about preventing hamstring tears with football players. The single leg glute bridge will strengthen your hamstrings and glutes. Lie on your back with one foot on the ground and the other leg extended. Push through the grounded heel to lift your hips, keeping the leg extended in line with your body. Hold at the top, then lower slowly. The Romanian deadlifts build eccentric hamstring strength and reinforce proper hip hinge mechanics. Stand with dumbbells or a barbell, hinge at your hips with a soft bend in the knees, lower the weight down the front of your legs, and return to standing using your hamstrings and glutes. For walking lunges with hamstring emphasis, take long strides into a forward lunge, leaning slightly forward at the hips. Focus on pushing off the heel of the front leg to engage the hamstrings. Action Therapy and Wellness specializes in physical therapy, sports therapy, and hand therapy. Just remember, no referrals needed. Give us a call today.
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Sanama High School Athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Gators!
90 years. It's not just a number. It's decades of dedication to great service. The local team at REV has been serving Louisiana families and businesses for generations. Our people have the experience to deliver a superior network, which gives you the speed and reliability to live your best life and get more done at work. We're here for your home and your business. You can count on REV. 90 years of building connections.
Welcome to the REV Game of the Week. I'm Jonathan Moore here with Jeff Porsche, getting ready for Prairieville High School versus Sanama. It's going to be a great night here for football, as it is going to be in the 50s and 60s, and we've got two teams that are fighting for playoff positioning. And looking at this game as we get ready for it, Sanama and Prairieville meeting only for the second time, as Prairieville just started as a school last year. Last year, Sanama able to win the game 21-0 in a very, very bad weather game. So tonight probably going to be a little bit more high scoring, and looking to see which team is going to fight for playoff positioning as Prairieville's trying to get in, Sanama trying to get a higher seed. We have a couple of results from going on around the parish. We had last week Denham beating Prairieville 51-13, and last week Sanama beating Live Oak 55-52. So kind of staying in tune with Sanama the whole season. They want to outscore you. Prairieville, though, last week getting on the road against Denham, losing 51-13, it puts them in a place where they need to win one of the last 2 games to try and get a better spot, or at least make it 2 playoffs. And so looking at the coaches that they have, Prairieville High School with Mike Smith, been there for 2 years, and this season being their best season. They're 6-12, and we got to call their game earlier in the year when they beat Parkview, which at the time was the biggest win in program history. And then you look at across the field to Sandomal, where you have Coach David Oliver. He's been there for 18 years, 115-73 is his record, and he's helped Sandomal to make the playoffs numerous times and always keeps them steady and consistent. And now looking at tonight, we'll see what are the keys to victory. Jeff, how do you feel about tonight, and what do you think each team's going to do?
Let's look at it, and thanks a lot, Jonathan. We have Prairieville, and the only key, if you want to get it down to one thing, they got to learn how to win on the road. They are 0-9 in their history on the road. They've never won a game. They've never come close to winning a game. They lost big last week at Denham. They lost big at Dutchtown earlier this season. And part of the deal is they don't know how to handle adversity on the road yet. They make one mistake, and it's 7-7. Then they make a couple of mistakes, and it's 21-7, 28-7, and then they kind of just fold after that. Now they got to face a dual-threat quarterback tonight, and a true dual threat. I mean, all these running quarterbacks can run and they can pass in 5-5A, but when you look at Cooper Babin, he's their leading rusher. He will probably get over 1,000 yards on the season tonight. He's at 962 right now, and passing, he will possibly get over 2,000 yards passing today. He's at 1762. He will finish the season probably with over 2,000 yards. Got to figure out how to beat that. And they got to play a full 48 minutes. In other words, Sandomal is used to playing games that end on the final possession, in the final minutes of the game. So you're going to have to play all night, and you're going to have to play to the final drive if you want to beat Sandomal. If Sandomal's down 2 scores with 5 minutes left, doesn't matter. They're going to come back, and they're going to play for the tie and or possibly play for the win. So you're going to have to bring your A game for the entire night. Now for Sandomal, next week they got a big game against Denham Springs. And they can't look at this in terms of, well, after we beat Prairieville tonight, then we can look ahead. No, you got to make sure that you take this game seriously. Ask East Ascension about that. They went to Prairieville the week before the Sandomal game, and their attitude was, well, we got a big one next week, and we're just going to go through the motions and win this one tonight. Didn't happen. They got blown out. So don't treat this like a trap game, and don't let them score on the kickoff. They gave up another one last week, and I believe they've given up touchdowns in 6 games so far on kick returns. If Prairieville does that, they're going to stay in the game. And the other thing is, I talked about how Prairieville has trouble being competitive on the road. Make them quit early. In other words, put up a 21 spot in the first quarter, because if you do that, Prairieville may fold. I mean, they've done that in a lot of their road games. They're a young team, and Coach Schmitz said that. When you're a young team, you got to learn how to win on the road. They haven't learned how to win on the road right now. So if you got a team like that, punch them in the face early and make them feel like they don't have a chance. Make them doubt themselves. So that's what I'm looking for here tonight between these two teams. We're going to turn it over to the district records now, as it's a long opening tonight, as it's senior night, so we got a lot here to talk about anyway. So let's get to the district records.
We do, and here's this is the thing that I love about Ascension Parish is there's so much competition in this parish. I mean, we were talking about before the broadcast. There's 7 teams in this parish that are probably going to make the playoffs, and that's an awesome stat. But it just shows you the amount of talent that's in this parish compared to others. And you have 4 teams right now that have a potential to get a share of the district title. Because if Denham Springs and EA both lose next week, and Prairieville, if tonight wins, they have a chance to have a share of district title. And then the same thing with Dutchtown. If they're able to win next week and those 2 teams lose, because they all get shares of the title because there's not the tiebreaker game.
Well,
so
the winner tonight, not just Prairieville has a chance, Sandomal has a chance if they beat Denham, because they got them head-to-head. So there's still about 4 or 5 scenarios where teams can still win a district title.
Which is, it's crazy when you think about it. I mean, there's 5 teams. And then, I mean, obviously the most surprising team on there is Prairieville.
Yeah.
I mean, when you looked at the schedule at the beginning of the season, you would not have thought not only are you going to beat EA, you're going to beat EA pretty handily at home. I mean, even the Parkview game, I know Parkview is down this year, but that's a perennial powerhouse that Prairieville beat, and they beat pretty convincingly.
Yeah.
And they're having the best year of their program. And what's crazy is they're only going to get better from here. But like you said, is this the night where they learn to win on the road? Is this the night that Sandomal comes in and takes them too lightly, like EA did, and thinks, we're just going to out-talent them, we're going to out-athlete them, and Prairieville's able to come in and pull up that upset?
Yeah, this game is going to be unpredictable because history says that Prairieville will not do well tonight because they still haven't learned how to play on the road. But history also says Sandomal, their game is going to end 51-50 or something like that because most of their games have been a one-possession game in the 40s and the 50s. So I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but I expect one of those two sorts of outcomes. But they're on both ends of the spectrum, so who knows?
Yeah, Sandomal, who, I've watched them play all year. The EA Sandomal game is, I think it's the most entertaining EA Sandomal game I've ever watched, and it was incredible. It quite literally came down to the last play, but we've seen so many games this year like that for Sandomal, where they're winning with a touchdown to the corner. And now as the teams get ready to come out, we're going to watch right now as the Sandomal Gators and Prairieville Hurricanes get ready to come onto the field. And there come the Hurricanes coming out first and ready to try to pull up the district upset tonight. And here come the Gators. A lot of fans in the house tonight ready to see these two teams get ready to play. We are going to bring it down to the field as we get ready for the national anthem and the coin toss.
So we're going to get the public address to do that in a moment. But one thing that I didn't mention tonight and why this game's important for Prairieville, if they win tonight, they're going to make the playoffs. If they lose tonight, they got to sweat it out. And so this game is really, really critical because next week they play St. Thomas Aquinas. St. Thomas Aquinas is a 2A team. They're 0-9. They are not going to be competitive. So they're going to get a win in Week 10, but it's only going to be a 10-point outcome in the power rankings because they're going to be a winless team. So a win here tonight against a team that's going to win about 7 games, and you're going to move high up the power rankings, but it's not going to be easy.
Louisiana, one of those states that uses power rankings to determine the playoffs. Some of our neighbor states do it a little bit differently, but the power rankings definitely doing Prairieville a favor tonight playing against Sandomal. But really, I'm curious to see how Prairieville comes out, and are they going to fight for that upset? Are they going to quit if they go down by a couple of scores? And if you're Sandomal, do you take them lightly? We've seen Sandomal come out and play down to talent this year that they shouldn't have played down to. So, really, this is a very difficult game to predict. It is going to be exciting. I think we're going to see a lot of points on the board. Now, whether that's one team putting up all that points in a blowout or both teams putting up all the points in a shootout, we will see. But I don't think this game ends like it did last year with 21-0.
I completely agree with you. You see the captains heading out for Sandomal. That's number 11, Isaiah Johnson, number 33, Gavin Cullen, and number 73, Jacob White. And then on the other side, you got 9, 12, 18. Hard to see with those fluorescent green colors.
Those neon colors are.
But I know you got Braylon
16?
Williams and Eric Williams out there. And I think that's Ivan Sanders, number 16, a senior, and I don't have the fourth Hurricane out there. Those are all senior players, I'm sure. Great shot, getting ready for the coin toss.
And Jamarian Meady, I think, is the
he's the other senior. He's the other senior safety.
So, and, we've talked about it tonight, and we've talked about it all season. Prairieville, only in their second year, already fighting for a playoff spot. A lot of people thought this year they were only going to have 1 or 2 wins on the schedule, and now you look at them and they're not just doing well. They're middle of the pack, and they've done it behind a quarterback who keeps them in the game with his legs. I know when we talked at the beginning of the season, you said that their quarterback, Skylar Kelly, was the best runner in the parish as far as, and after watching him the whole year, I think you were 100% right, and we'll see if he's able to run all over him tonight.
Yeah, he's a guy that's deceptively fast, and if you put the pressure on him and you rush him up the middle and you leave the edge unguarded, he's going to go around that edge and he's going to beat you there. And Prairieville has won the toss, and Sanamaw is going to get the ball first, as the usual scenario where the team that wins the toss defers to the second half. And so why don't you give us that Sanamaw offensive starting lineup?
So coming in tonight, we have Cooper Babin at quarterback, who is, like we talked about earlier, probably going to end up throwing for 2,000 yards and running for 1,000. We have Jordan Hickerson at running back, Jermichael Million at wide receiver, Quentin Ellis at receiver, Caven Taylor, and then we have Cooper Ladner at tight end, and then the offensive line for the Sanamaw Gators, Ethan LeBeau, Carter Babin, Legend Alanes, Sam Palacios, and Caden Tassin.
Let's go to the prayer and the national anthem.
I pray for the strength of our players and that all of our actions will glorify and honor you. I thank you for today, Lord, and I thank you that everyone gets home safe tonight. And that's in your name we pray and play. Amen.
All right. Thank you, Kylie, a senior here at Sanamaw. If I could get you, ladies and gentlemen, to please remain standing for the presentation of colors and the playing of our national anthem. Color Guard members, Cadet Peyton Poirier, Cadet Jalen Rivas, Cadet Patrick Langlois, and Cadet Kalen Bauer.
All right, we are almost ready for kickoff here. And we're going to go through the rest of those starting lineups before Sanamaw takes the field to get the ball. So going over the Sanamaw Gators starting offense.
Let's move to the Prairieville defensive starters as we finish the
We have
Sanamaw
Prairieville,
offense.
we have Jamin Thibodeau with Montrell Cleveland and Brody Creel on the D-line. And then at the linebacking core, we have Stanton Delapas, Eric Williams, Mike Schmidt, and Devin Williams wrapping out that 3-4 front. And then in the defensive backfield, we have Cade Hebert, Braylon Williams, Jamarian Meady, and Zaid Richmond coming out to round out that 3-4. And then for the Sanamaw offense, we have at quarterback, we talked about Cooper Babin, getting ready to lead them out on that field.
Yeah, and
we have number
one difference that based on what we talked about with the starting lineup. You're going to see Riley Rizzuto in a lot in place of Quentin Elisar, who was injured in the East Ascension game and will not be available for the rest of the season. So that's one disadvantage on the Santa Maria side, but this team has lots of good receivers, and Rizzuto is a good receiver as well.
And Prairieville getting ready for the kick.
That's Evan Usner, who is going to handle the kickoff duties here tonight.
And back to return for Santa Maria, we have number, I think it's 31 back there. And they go with a squib kick. And off the face mask of Santa Maria and able to be recovered to the 35. It's going to be 1st and 10 as Babbitt in that offense. Get ready to take the field. Kick recovered by number 24 for Santa Maria.
Yeah, that's a big play right there. And that's Camden Klucher as the kick went to Brody Meir and it hit off his face mask. That squib kick is unpredictable, but fortunately, a Santa Maria Gator was ready to fall on it, as that was nearly a disaster. And so because of that, you get good field position.
Yeah, the squib kicks are always tough. Little oblong-shaped football. Start out in the shotgun, Babin rolling out for the deep pass, and that's intercepted. Picked off by Bryson Glover for Prairieville, and first play of the game is going to be a turnover. It's going to be 1st down and 10. And what a catch.
Yeah, deep fly pattern, and he made a nice recovery as that ball was off the back shoulder, and he made a better recovery than the receiver did, and it's going to be an interception. It's hard to see because they're on the far sideline whether he came down with the ball, but they're going to say absolutely, and so a turnover on the first play. Prairieville has the ball near midfield.
And so if you're Prairieville, that is exactly what you wanted. You are wanting to start the game off fast and not get behind the sticks. And so now we get to see Skylar Kelly bring his team out there and see if they can put points on the board. So 1st and 10 at the 43. It's going to be a quarterback sweep around the left side. Gain of about 7 yards and almost into Santa Maria territory. And we have the starting offense for Prairieville. We have Skylar Kelly at quarterback with Taj Wallace, the running back, and Cale Daigle, the wide receiver, and Chance Jackson and Hudson Dedman. Lining out with him, we have Parker Faced at tight end. And then on the offensive line, we have Brennan Scholes, Austin Gill, Jackson Creel, Evans Quibido, and Abram Orgeron as they get ready for 2nd down and 3. And it's going to be another quarterback keeper by Kelly, and we're going to get 3rd down and about 1 as he gets into Santa Maria territory. And now we have the Santa Maria defense. We have Kyler Rock with Noah Jenkins and Jeremy Watley lining out that front 3. And then we have Cole McElroy, Kent Pearson, Miles Aber, and Andon Miette with the linebackers. And then we have Cedric Jones, Clarence Jackson, DJ Strongberg, and MJ Dunn with the defensive backfield as we get ready for a big 3rd down and 1 right here.
Big play right here. You had the quarterback keep it both times. Skylar Kelly, one around the edge and one up the middle.
And he's going to hand it off this time, but he is hit right up the middle by number 90, Noah Jenkins, who gets about a 2-yard loss on the play, and now 4th and 2, and the first big decision for Prairieville.
It's no decision. They're going to go for it here, and they know that they got to get points early and keep Santa Maria's offense off the field. Even just running a couple of minutes off the clock will keep Santa Maria from scoring early points, which is one of the keys that I talked about here tonight.
And going with 3 wide receiver tight end on the right side, and Santa Maria looks like they're lining up man, and
I expect the quarterback to take advantage of that left side. That right side is pretty stacked. He's going to go right instead, and he's going to try to get there. He gets to the edge like he always does.
Yes. Oh, and the big hit. And it looks like it was inbounds, hit by Cam Cloart. But a big run right there by Skylar Kelly, and that's going to be a Prairieville Hurricane first down. And, I mean, of course they run to the exact side that that has the most defenders on it. But right now, Prairieville trying to drive down the field, and big first 4 plays right there. 1st and 10 at the 45.
And that's what Skylar Kelly does. He beats you to the edge. He's fast, and that he got just enough to get a first down.
And you said it best earlier. He's deceptively fast. When you watch him play, you wouldn't think he's going to out-hustle you that corner. And going to do a little fake right here, looking down the field. Pass incomplete. Cloart on the coverage. Looked like it intended for Parker Faced.
This is what they like to do on first down. They like to throw the ball on first down because it keeps the defense honest. It keeps them from stacking the box and basically keying on that running back, and that helps them pay dividends later on in the game when you're looking for that pass on first down.
Yeah, a lot of rollouts trying to keep that pressure from getting to the quarterback as we get ready for 2nd and 10 at the 45. Daigle in motion. They're going to swing it to him, and he's going to get a nice gain up to about the 36-yard line, and I think it's going to be 3rd down and maybe a yard or just a few feet.
And that's just a little swing pass and had the momentum, and that got him positive yards. That's a gain of 9, and so it's going to be 3rd and inches.
So Daigle, who has 16 catches on the year, gets number 17 right there, and now I would be surprised if the ball comes out of Kelly's hands right here. Last time they had it, he tried to hand it off, and Jenkins was able to wrap him up in the center, but 3rd and short. Daigle in motion again. Kelly does hand it off, and he's hit, but it looks like it's going to be no gain or a very short gain, and I think we got 4th down again.
I thought he got past the line of scrimmage.
I did too. It was
look where he is. He almost got to the 35. I think that was not a great spot.
Rock and Watley able to hit him almost immediately, and now, like you said, no question, and we might get a – they have the tight end, Parker Face, lined up under center. We're going to have a pitch to the outside. He's around the right side. He's got a blocker. It's going to be a touchdown by Skylar Kelly, and some trickery right there. They thought a tush push was coming, but instead it's a pitch to Kelly for a Prairieville Hurricane touchdown.
And that's what they do best, and everybody thought it was going to be a tush push, and I thought it was too because they do that all the time with Face. But what have I been talking about? It's Kelly getting to the edge, and that's what he got right there. And once he hit that corner, nobody was there, and that was an easy touchdown for Prairieville. And so they get the touchdown on their first possession, and that's an extra point coming from Usner.
Big confidence booster right there, and the point after is going to be, I think he bobbled it, and he's just going to throw it out the back of the end zone. So bad snap right there, and it's going to be 6-0 as we get ready for a kickoff, and we're going to take a quick break. This is the REV Game of the Week.
Welcome to REV, delivering fiber-powered technology for both your home and your business. With phone service that connects you to what's important, internet that keeps your devices up and running, TV that delivers all the big moments, and security that protects how you live and work. All backed by local support teams right here in Louisiana. With 5-star service and reliability you can count on, we're ready to connect you to the people and places that matter most. REV.
And we are back with the REV Game of the Week. Jonathan Moore here with Jeff Porsche as Prairieville just marched down the field and scored the first touchdown of the game, 6-0. And, Jeff, what did we see on that drive?
You saw good runs by the quarterback, Skylar Kelly, and, again, untouched once he got around that corner. And this is really important, Jonathan, because Santa Maria had the ball first. And so when you have the ball first, you want to score first because the other team's going to get the ball to start the second half. But you got that interception. You went down the field yourself, got points. You're still going to get that ball in the second half. So that's a big advantage that Prairieville has right now.
Prairieville once again going with that squib kick, targeting one particular player. And special teams has been an area for Sandoval this year that I think they're going to want to burn the tape of at the end of the season, because it has not been kind to them, both kickoffs and kickoff coverage.
Well, Brody Meir got the return, and that time he was able to hold on to it. It hit off his face mask on the opening kickoff, but that time he was able to handle it, and good field position again for the Gators.
And Babin back out there. He's going to keep it around the right side. Makes one man miss, runs through another, and a good run by Babin, brought down by a host of Hurricanes led by Montrell Cleveland, and that's going to be enough to move the sticks. Good run right there by Babin.
And a good job lowering the shoulder into, I believe that was 27 for Prairieville Richmond, and getting the extra yards. He is a tough quarterback.
Yeah, he's going to go over 1,000 yards rushing tonight most likely, and he already has 17 rushing touchdowns this year, looking to add to that total against Prairieville. Got a man in motion, and it's going to be a handoff of the middle. I believe that's Hickerson running up the middle right there.
Just good, easy running right up the middle. And this is what we expect from Sandoval. Even though they had the interception on the opening drive, they score a lot of points. We talk about 40 to 50 points a game in most of their games, and so it wouldn't be a surprise if they move this ball into the red zone and maybe get some points.
And Babin in the backfield. I think that is not Hickerson lined up next to him. Is that 25?
We'll see.
Another
after
run
this play.
Right there, brought down by Zaid Richmond. And, yeah, number 25 for Sandoval.
That is Hickerson.
Hickerson's okay, so.
Yes. And Hickerson has 882 on the season, and so he's close to 900. He could pass 1,000-yard mark with a good game tonight.
Yeah, and Sandoval, after that interception on the first drive, has decided to keep it on the ground. This one is Babin, another run around the left side, brought down by Richmond as Tossin leading the way, blocking right there. Caden Tossin, the new Sandoval Gator, starting right tackle. Good run by Babin.
It's a gain of 7. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 3. And as long as you stay ahead of the chains, there is no need to pass the football.
So 2nd down, and we know Babin can throw.
Right.
I mean, that first pass was an incredibly good play by the Prairieville cornerback.
Yes.
And there's Hickerson again around the right side. Oh, shoestring tackle right there by number 24, Bryson Glover. Saved the touchdown. It's going to be 1st and 10 Gators inside the 20.
I want to point out that block down there by the receiver got him some extra yards. That was Jermichael Million, one of the seniors on this team and the leading receiver on this team with 641 receiving yards, but he's a great blocker too.
It's an unsung thing about the skill players who is good at blocking. And Babin again, going to keep it this time, going to get hit in the backfield, going to have to reverse the field. Makes a couple men miss. Babin around the right side, able to get a good gain. Hit in the backfield, 3 men on him, still manages to get positive yardage.
I thought that number 44, Daniel Williams, was going to get him, but he bounced right off of him, and he got between the other 2 pass rushers, and he's going to get 7 yards on 1st down, and they are close to the 10-yard line on 2nd and short.
So they're going to go with an empty backfield right here, so we're either going to see a quarterback rush or our first pass of the drive, and it's going to be another rush around the right side, and Babin just trips on the edge as he was trying to make it to the edge. I think it was Brody Creel over there on that side.
Yeah, it was tough to see on that corner. Actually, I think that may have been Gabe Ford, number 47, who comes in. Daniel Williams and Gabe Ford are their usual starters, but they were not starting tonight, but they were going to come in after the opening series, and now it's 3rd and 5.
Babin going to hand it off. Hickerson gets a good gain. Hit right about 3 yards. It looks like it's going to be 4th down and short.
Yep. I expect Sandoval to go for it right here for sure.
Yeah, 4th down and 2. The Gators looking to the sideline for the play. And this is where having a quarterback like Babin comes in handy because they're going to empty. They're going to go with a smaller set, bringing the extra tight end out.
And if they want to do a little deceptions, they might throw the ball right here.
Yep. Prairieville looks like they're coming with a blitz.
Maybe jumped, but got back.
Looks like Richmond now, they're changing the play. He's going out for coverage. And I think we're going to have a timeout here by Prairieville.
Yep. And I think they were waiting until the last final possible second just to see what the offensive setup was going to be. But we'll keep it here for right now.
So we have a timeout. We're going to look at some of the district games going on this week. We had East Ascension and Dutchtown that played last night. EA able to pull off the big win at Dutchtown, 30-28. That was an exciting game on REV, if you haven't had a chance to check that out yet. And then Denham Springs beat Walker 62-34. Big rivalry right there. I know Walker able to win that game last year. Denham Springs winning 62-34. And then we have Prairieville Santa Maria here. And then Live Oak electing to have a bye week this week instead of having another opponent, because in this district we have an odd number of teams. So every week, one of them during district play gets a bye where they choose to either have the week off for players to rest or they play another team like Prairieville is next week with St. Thomas Aquinas.
And Denham Springs is just on fire. They scored 50 against Prairieville last week. They scored 40 against Dutchtown the week before. They scored 60 against Live Oak the week before that. So after losing their opening district game to East Ascension, they have been the best team in this district by a long shot.
And it's crazy watching teams from year to year. Last year, they struggled to score points. And handoff up the middle. Oh, no, Babin keeps it around the right side. Big tackle by the Prairieville Hurricanes. I think that was the safety right under the corner. Bryson Glover, who had the interception earlier, comes up to make the play. And first and goal, Santa Maria.
Kind of the John Elway doing the helicopter move right there, going airborne and taking the flip, but we've talked about that. We saw him lower the shoulder earlier. He's a physical quarterback, and he is one that's not going to shy away from a hit.
And this is going to be Babin's last regular season home game. So wanting to go out with a bang, he's going to keep it, looking for a pass, and going to keep it and rush around the right side. Looked like he was able to dive for maybe a yard or two.
Right there, he was trying a little deception. Look at Hickerson right there, trying to leak out of the backfield into the end zone, but good job over there in that corner.
Looked like it was Brody Creel able to stay with him that whole time.
Yes.
Good job by a defensive end. Wasn't fooled by the play. Now it's second and goal, and it's very difficult to play a goal line defense against a quarterback that can run and throw.
And they have a chance to take a lead if they can get a touchdown with the 6-0 score.
Handoff to Hickerson, dragging some Prairieville players, and that's going to be a Gators touchdown.
And that's just good, hard running. There was one pass attempt that entire drive, so that is not a typical Santa Maria drive, as it ate up a lot of clock. We only have 2:20 left to go in the first quarter, but Santa Maria has a chance to take the lead right here on the extra point.
Just a good run by Hickerson, and now we have the Gators coming out trying for the extra point to see if they can get that lead, and they're fired up on the sideline right now.
Well, I think they're kind of frustrated because I think the holder or another player may not have come in, and so now they got Babin in there to hold this snap.
And I think that point after attempt is good. And Babin, the man with the run, the throw, and the point after attempt hold will help Santa Maria get a 7-6 lead. We are going to take a short break. This is the REV Game of the Week.
90 years. It's not just a number. It's decades of dedication to great service. The local team at REV has been serving Louisiana families and businesses for generations. Our people have the experience to deliver a superior network, which gives you the speed and reliability to live your best life and get more done at work. We're here for your home and your business. You can count on REV. 90 years of building connections.
And welcome back to the REV Game of the Week. Jonathan Moore with Jeff Push here as Santa Maria gets ready to kick off to Prairieville as they take the lead 7-6 with 2:20 left in the first quarter. And Jeff, that's a pretty impressive drive by Santa Maria.
Absolutely. All of the yardage gained on the ground. And so that's a statement right there that they're going to play smash mouth football right now. Although you're gonna go airborne at some point, but this is where the pit holds its breath, because here comes a kickoff, and they've given up so many long kick returns on this season. And you got a couple of guys back there that are ready, although they may not get an opportunity because they may choose to kick it short here tonight. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I know that Coach Oliver has been frustrated with this all season.
Yeah, I think you said it was 6 games with return touchdowns this year. And just going with a little pooch kick. And he's going to get a nice game. I believe that's number 1 for Prairieville, tackled by number 1 for Sandomal.
Yeah, that's Daigle, Cale Daigle with the return, tackled by Caven Taylor. And mission accomplished. And both of these teams have given up good field position on the kickoffs, the short kickoffs, but I think their attitude is we'd rather give up good field position than give up a touchdown. And so that's kind of where they stand right here.
Yeah, and you watch a lot of schools, especially schools that struggle with the kickoffs. That's something that's become more and more popular as the years going on. Because when you have athletes that can just win in space, it's hard to kick off to them. And Kelly with the snap, looking to throw it, able to make one man miss, and he's not going to make a second. But I think he does get back to the line of scrimmage, brought down by number 91, Kyler Rock, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10, Prairieville, and good coverage by the Gators right there.
And he saved about a 30-yard gain, because once he got past that guy, there was nobody on the left side of the field. And that's what he likes to do. He likes to improvise, and then he likes to find that open space. And he could have run a long way if it wasn't for that tackle right there.
Good contain there by Kyler Rock, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10. Kelly lines up, got 2 receivers to the right, tight end and a receiver to his left. Going to bring Daigle in motion. And we're going to run the option right here. He's going to keep it. Big hit by the Gators right there. I believe that was number 24 for the Gators, Cam Cloart. Going to be 3rd down and 5 for Prairieville.
And Rock also down there on the tackle as well, as 3 players down there. And now it's 3rd down and a short 5. And so they're close to midfield. Could be 2 down territory as we're coming to the final minute of this first quarter.
And Kelly now coming up, getting the play in, and same formation as last time. Going to run the option again. This time, though, not going to get anything. Brought down by number 6 for Sandomal. And good play right there by the Gators. It's going to be 4th and 5, and Prairieville bringing out the punt team.
And that's Guillory, who did a really good job, and that's a loss of about a yard, maybe about half a yard. And so they opt for the punt right now. The game is still close, and you don't want to make any kind of big mistake and give them a great field position. Luke Lyons is going to come in to punt for the Hurricanes.
And Ondon Miet back to return for Sandomal. Man in motion. Snap is good, and good punt down the field, and that is going to take a huge Prairieville bounce. It's going to be 1st and 10 Sandomal at about the 17-yard line. Good kick right there to pin them down deep, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. The score, Sandomal 7, Prairieville 6. We're going to take a short break. This is the REV Game of the Week.
Supreme service, supreme selection, and supreme savings are all at Supreme Chevy and Gonzalez. Shop Silverado, Tahoe, and Suburban, Traverse, Trax, and more. Win every time when you ride with the winning team at Supreme Chevy and Gonzalez.
Welcome back to the REV Game of the Week. Jonathan Moore here with Jeff Porsche as Sandomal taking a small lead into the second quarter, going up against Prairieville, and Sandomal about to take the ball over. And before we get started with the second quarter, we want to look at the district games from last week. We had week 8 in this season where Dutchtown was able to take the game against Walker 19-14. That was on REV if you want to check it out. Denham Springs scoring 51 against Prairieville. Like Jeff said, Prairieville coming out and just quitting after a few scores. Sandomal 55, Live Oak 52 in a high-scoring game, and then Turlings Catholic 64, EA 29. So some blowouts last week and some close games.
Yeah, and the thing that I look at is East Ascension had the big blowout against Turlings, but they came back and won against Dutchtown last night.
And there's a pass right off the bat from Babin. Connects over the middle to Riley Rizzuto. Going to be a Sandoval first down at the 30. So after not seeing any pass attempts really since the first big one, we get one right there for a Gator first down.
And now they're going to prove that they can be two-dimensional. They can run the ball and they can throw the ball. Throwing the ball is what they primarily do best.
Fake pitch right there by Babin. Going to make a run around the right side, and big tackle by the Prairieville Hurricanes right there.
And that's Mike Schmidt, son of the head coach.
Yep. Mike Schmidt and Gabe Ford in on the hit right there. Be second down and 7 Gators. And
it's still positive yards. You're still getting 3 yards a shot, and 3 plays like that, and you get 4th and manageable and a potential opportunity to go for it right here.
And Babin looking to the sideline, seeing what the call is. Got 2 receivers on his left and his right. Going to pass here. Pressure coming at him, and big hit right there by number 11, Cade Abear. And he got, some of the Sandoval fans think he got there a little bit early, but it looked like it was just good defense on Jermichael Millen.
Yeah, I think that he did get there a little early. I thought he was going to try to jump the route and try to pick it off, but it was close, and it could have gone either way, yeah. I believe.
Bang, bang play right there, and it's going to be 3rd and long now for the Gators. And I know they can throw the ball, but so far tonight, throwing the ball, other than that one completion, they've been able to get pressure in Babin now twice. And now with the big hit right there, and it looks like we're going to get a Gator timeout right there. They're wanting to talk this over, and we'll stay here during this break and have a look at some of the games that are coming up next week. Talk about that and how it's going to impact the schedule. We have Dutchtown and Live Oak, which I know that Live Oak is not having the best season, but, man, they can score some points.
Yep.
So that game is probably going to be a very fun game. And then we have the game that's going to be broadcast on REV. We have Walker at EA, which that's a big game for EA. They're fighting for a district title right there. They need that win.
And if East Ascension wins that game, they do get at least a share of the title. The other team that is guaranteed at least an opportunity to play for a share of the title is Denham Springs. Sandoval is going to take them on. If Sandoval wins tonight and they beat Denham Springs and Walker beats East Ascension, Sandoval could still have an opportunity to tie for a district title. The winner of tonight's game, either way, if Sandoval beats Denham Springs next week, there could be an opportunity for a tie.
It's going to be exciting next week. Empty backfield. Babin takes it with a pass, and it is intercepted by number 24, Bryson Glover, on the return.
Is that 2 for him?
That is his 2nd interception. Number 4, Riley Rizzuto on the tackle, and we have a penalty on the play. It looks like we're going to get a late hit by the Gators. And now a little shoving breaking out, but Babin with the throw, and I from the replay, it looked like he couldn't see the cornerback undercut the route. I didn't see who it was that tipped it.
You saw him get up and talk to the sideline, and there's a lot of guys on this Prairieville side who played at Sandoval because it's one of the feeder schools. So, you know, they're friends. They grew up together a lot, but both of these teams want to win this game really badly. And so there's gonna be some feelings tonight because it's such a friendly rivalry, I guess you could say, because of just everything that's happened between these schools over the last couple of years.
Yeah, and so the referee's talking it over right now. We're going to see if they pick up the flag or if it stays down. We have a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. No, yeah. I think that's a sideline warning. Yeah, we have a sideline warning and a personal foul against Sandoval. So that's going to be 20 yards of penalties.
Yeah. These guys got feelings tonight. I talked about that, but they're going to have to keep their feelings a little bit to themselves at least during this game, because you don't want to get anybody ejected. You don't want to have anybody getting angry and then having some things spill over onto the field. But let's see if this settles it. I don't know if I agree with what we saw there. That was on the play happened on the Santa Maria sideline, and so that's kind of why you got the call.
And it's going to be 1st and 10 Prairieville. Skylar Kelly coming out. Going to fake the handoff, ball tip, but still caught by Parker. But a huge hit by the Gators.
Yep. And that was tipped at that line, but Parker Feist was able to hold on to it.
And I think Cloart with the big hit right there, and Feist a little slow to get up after that one.
Yeah, he took a good lick, but he's taken a lot of those this season. And again, this is about the 3rd time you've seen Prairieville throw on 1st down. They like to do that to keep that defense honest.
And Kelly lining up again. 3 to his left, and the running back in the backfield. Got a man in motion. Going to run the option.
He's going to have to hold that ball a little bit tighter, I think. He had that ball loose, and if any sort of contact, and he might have lost it right there.
I think you see Rock actually right here swipe at the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see Rock. He actually takes a swipe at the football as Kelly just loses his footing and goes down. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. And, I mean, this is 100% 4-down territory, I think.
Possibly. You might want to take the lead right here, too. You got a good kicker with Usner. He made a field goal that made a difference in the Live Oak game a couple of weeks ago. So it just depends on kind of what happens on this play, I think.
Santa Maria coming out 7 in the box, and Kelly looking to throw. Going to be flushed out to the right side, trying to beat him to the edge, and he will. Big hit. I do not know if he got past the line to gain. It is going to be close. Referee has not made a signal yet. And that's close. They have not. There we go. It is 1st down. Goal. But a huge hit on Kelly right there.
Could not see who it was because that's on that far side. But that was the hardest hit. We've seen some hard hits tonight. That was the hardest hit of the night for sure.
I want to say it looked like Clarence Jackson. But it's going to be 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. And like you said earlier, that is what Kelly does, is beat you to the edge.
Yep. It seems easy to stop him, but it's not.
Going to be a handoff up the middle. And for a short little gain right there, looked like for Sanders.
Yeah, Sanders getting the bulk of the carries here on this drive. And he's going to check out. And this is where their big linebacker comes in, the senior Eric Williams, number 9. And he is their goal-to-go running back. I would not be surprised to see him try to bullet right up the middle.
And it's going to be 2nd down. Ball's about on the 1.5-yard line. And there's going to be a handoff to Williams, and he goes in untouched for a Prairieville touchdown. And that is a huge drive for the Hurricanes. They now take the lead and will go for 2 to try and make it a 7-point lead. And what a drive right there. Short field,
yeah.
But what a statement.
Yeah, both of their touchdowns come off of interceptions. And so they're winning the turnover battle, and that's making all the difference here. That's Bryson Glover, the player of the game so far. He's made all the difference. It's 12-7. I don't know if I like chasing points early, but let's see if they can succeed.
And he's just going to go to the edge, and almost untouched is Skylar Kelly, and they're getting a little chippy down there. Referees telling them to back off, but what a run around the left side, and good blocking by the Hurricanes. And it's going to be 14-7 Prairieville with 8:35 left in the 2nd quarter. We're going to take a short break. This is the REV Game of the Week.
Supreme service, supreme selection, and supreme savings are all at Supreme Chevy and Gonzalez. Shop Silverado, Tahoe, and Suburban, Traverse, Trax, and more. Win every time when you ride with the winning team at Supreme Chevy and Gonzalez.
And we are back with the REV Game of the Week. Jonathan Moore with Jeff Porsche and Eric Williams on the run-in touchdown right there, and then Prairieville able to convert the 2-point conversion. And, Jeff, that was a big drive.
Yeah, because, like I said, the one thing that Santa Maria had to do if you want to get an easy win against Prairieville is make them quit early. But with 2 interceptions, they have made them feel like they can win this game, and that's the last thing that you want to do to this Prairieville team.
And a squib kick right there. They have got a fall on that because it hit a Santa Maria player, and I believe they were able to. It's going to be 1st and 10 Gators, good field position. But this is a big drive right here. Santa Maria, they need to come away with maybe not necessarily points, but they need to keep this Prairieville defense on the field for a little while.
Yeah, they need to get that pass game going a little bit because they need to have a good mixture. You don't want to just try to run the ball. You gotta throw some passes, and it's not like Babin to have 2 early interceptions. I expect that to fully recover.
Babin with only 4 picks on the year, he's going to keep it, and Prairieville's defense able to swarm him and bring him down for a loss. Big play right there led by Mike Schmidt, the linebacker, and Prairieville so far just coming out and playing more physical and faster than the Santa Maria Gators on defense.
Yeah, but they're very fortunate that they were able to get him right there because if he would have broken one more tackle, he might have gotten to the edge, and that could have been dangerous. Prairieville's got to wrap up their tackles, and like Santa Maria was doing to Kelly on an earlier possession.
Babin going to hand it off here to Hickerson. He's going to take it on the right side. We got a flag down on the play, brought down by number 6, Stanton Delapas, and that flag thrown in the area of holding. We will see what the call is on the field. It is holding against the Gators. So that's going to back them up 10 yards, replay the down, and you see the frustration by Babin right there. Wasn't a big gain by Hickerson, but it was enough to give them at least a third and more manageable. So now Santa Maria has to go 22 yards to try and get the next first down.
But they got 2 plays to do it. You don't want to get greedy right here and threaten another interception. Get a few right here, go underneath, and see what happens, and then get a third and manageable, most likely.
So Babin lines up, got 3 receivers to his left. Prairieville coming out with only 3 on the line. And we're going to have a screen past Hickerson. He's got room. Hickerson around the right side. Pushed out of bounds by number 24, Bryson Glover, who has those 2 interceptions. And that will bring up a third and manageable, 3rd and 9, which is still pretty long, but more manageable than 22.
Yeah, you set that screen up perfectly and got the penalty yards back and about 3 more. And so 3rd and 9, possible 2-down territory right here.
See what kind of gain they can get, and they had a player jump, and Santa Maria points it out, and I guess because they were going into the audible, the ref's not calling it. 4-man rush, Babin looking, good protection. Connects that time with his receiver. Couldn't see who it was. He's brought down by Glover. That's going to be number 9, Landon Blanchard for Santa Maria, and it's going to be 1st and 10 in the Prairieville Hurricane territory.
See the 4-man line handled very easily by the Santa Maria offensive line. He had all day to throw, and he found his guy Blanchard, and that's an easy first down for the Gators.
Yeah, good blocking by there, especially by the tackles, LeBeau and Tossin, able to keep that edge protected. And Prairieville now coming. They got 6 guys in the box. Babin going to hand it off to Hickerson. Big block out there. Hickerson gets some good yardage brought down by number 6, Stanton Delapas, but good blocking by the Santa Maria Gators. Watch them get to the second level. The guard pulls and just hits the linebacker.
Yeah, that was a devastating shot right there by the offensive lineman. I think that was Stewart, Landon Stewart, on the block, and it's 2nd down and 2.
Just old school power rushing right there. 1st or 2nd down and short. Babin out of the pistol, going to fake the handoff, going to go deep. He's got a man open, but overthrows him.
Yeah, that ball was out of bounds. No shot for Blanchard, but he was open for a split second. But pass not on target.
Yeah, and you watch that play. That's a play where Babin just needed to step up in the pocket. If he would have stepped up in the pocket just a little, he would have had time to throw it.
I want to make a correction on that pull block. That was actually 50 Carter Babin who made that pull block on that 8-yard run. Now it's 3rd and 2.
And we're going to have a handoff here. Hickerson, he gets that first down, brought down by a host of Hurricanes, led by the big lineman in the middle. I believe that's number, was that 32 or 83? It was Brody Creel.
Yeah, Creel was down at the bottom of that pile.
So Creel able to lead the charge bringing down, but it's going to be 1st and 10 Santa Maula, and this kind of resembling Santa Maula's second drive. But they've taken a few more shots in the passing game. Going to run the option here. Babin keeps it. Makes a couple men miss, but not able to make the second one. Brought down after a short gain. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
This game with these runs and the ball control by Santa Maula is keeping the score a little low as we hit the halfway point. They're used to scoring in the 40s and the 50s, but that's not the pace right now. But they still need to get some points on this possession to tie the Hurricanes, who get the ball to start the second half.
Williams on the tackle, and Santa Maula going to come out with a tight end. Hand off to Hickerson. Makes a cut up the middle. Brought down. Still have some more shoving on the play. And now we're going to have a late flag. And
I think this may be against Schmidt.
Yeah, I think like you said, there's some jawing going on, and the Santa Maula player got up and Prairieville was still pushing him.
Yeah. Schmidt and one of the offensive linemen were making contact.
We have a dead ball, personal foul against Prairieville. That's going to be 15 yards. That's going to give the Gators a first down. And it is getting a little chippy out there.
Yeah. And like I said, the majority of these kids on the Prairieville defense who are juniors and seniors opted to come there from either Santa Maula or Dutchtown. There's a couple of EA players as well. So these guys were teammates in the past.
We got a spread formation. It's going to be a fake handoff. Babin keeps it around the left side, makes one miss, not able to make the second, and he's going to be brought down for a loss. I believe that was Williams.
Actually, that was
the
Schmidt.
Tackle.
It was Schmidt.
Was it Schmidt?
Yeah.
Schmidt on the tackle. So good job right there. Babin able to make one miss, but not the second. It's going to be 2nd down and long with 4:53 left in the second quarter.
It's important that they get points right here because this could potentially be their final drive of this first half. And remember, Prairieville gets that ball in the second half. So you don't want to get in a situation where they get the ball at the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half and you're still down.
Yeah, Prairieville comes out with a light box right here. They're going to rush 3. Babin throws and broken up, pass intended for Blanchard.
And that's the same guy again, Glover.
So Bryson Glover getting a lot of coverage there. They're trying to pick on him, but he is not giving up much.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 3rd and long, and Santa Maula needs some positive yardage right here so they can consider going forward on 4th down.
Yeah, 2-down territory. And like I said, they need to get this game back to 14-14 because you potentially are getting 2 possessions in a row for Prairieville. And so you can't afford to not score points right now.
And it looks like Prairieville getting ready to come with a blitz right here.
I think we're going to get down to 0, maybe call a timeout right here.
Yeah,
yes.
We have timeout by Santa Maula.
Yeah, I think that was the plan all along.
So timeout by Santa Maula, and we'll stay here and talk about this. And this is a big play right here.
Yeah, and again, just like we talked about earlier when they set up the screen pass to Hickerson, this is 2-down territory, make it 4th and manageable. And so the screen pass worked earlier. I don't know if it's going to work a second time, but get a few yards right here, get the ball to around the 10-yard line, and then make it about 4th and 5, and then take your chances right there. And Babin is a lot like Kelly. He can run, and he's going to be a 1,000-yard rusher. So maybe some option right here where you can pass or throw.
Yeah, Babin maybe not as fast as Kelly, but definitely a lot more physical.
Yeah.
But, you know, like we've talked about it all year. When you have a quarterback who can run, you're in just about every game because broken plays are just, with that open field running, can just change a game in an instant. So right now we'll see what Sandoval able to draw up out of this timeout. They're going to come out with spread formation with a single running back in the backfield, and this is a big play right here. Babin gets it, drops back, good protection. Babin steps up, he's going to run, he's got room, makes one miss, makes two, and brought down. He's going to be right at the marker. Referee is marking him. I believe he's marked short on the upper side. It's going to be 4th down and about 1 yard, maybe a little bit less.
Good improvisation right there. In the middle was unprotected. Williams trying to make a foot tackle right there, but could not get to him, and that's going to get him just a yard short.
They're going to line up in the pistol, bring a tight end into the formation, and bring him in motion, and we'll see. Is this going to be a handoff to Hickerson or a run by Babin? It's going to be a run by Babin. He's got room. He's going to score. Touchdown, Sandoval, with 3:38 left in the second quarter.
And there's a late flag. I think there's going to be a late hit penalty assessed on the Hurricanes right here.
So that's going to be another personal foul, our third personal foul of this half, if that's what it is. But big run right there by Babin. Fake the handoff to Hickerson. Let him go out and block, and just so hard to stop that quarterback on those runs.
Yeah, and that was a designed run all the way, and Babin can do that. Babin was able to be flushed out the pocket and get those yardage on 3rd down and 12, but most of his runs have been designed runs like that. And Kelly has been more of the improv kind of variety, get to the edge, kind of make things happen. And the personal fouls are offsetting. I thought it was initially against Prairieville on the – he got a little shove once he got into the end zone, but they're going to say offsetting penalties.
And here we go, Sandoval trying to tie the game with 3:38 left. See if they can make the point after. This has not been a guarantee all year. Good kick right there, and that is good. And they tie the game up with 3:38 left in the first half. Score is 14-14. This is the Rev Game of the Week, and we'll be right back.
"90 years. It's not just a number. It's decades of dedication to great service. The local team at REV has been serving Louisiana families and businesses for generations. Our people have the experience to deliver a superior network, which gives you the speed and reliability to live your best life and get more done at work. We're here for your home and your business. You can count on REV. 90 years of building connections."
And we are back with the Rev Game of the Week. And it looks like there was a 15-yard penalty against Prairieville that Sandoval elected to take on the kickoff. So that's going to be a big deal because now they have the option of kicking that little squib kick and either recovering it or still downing them where they have back field position just a little bit farther. So
I thought he pointed in both directions, so I thought it was going to be an offsetting situation. But I definitely agree with the way it is playing out right here because Prairieville did have a late hit in the end zone.
And it is going to be a squib kick. Oh, that's going to be illegally touched by Sandoval, but it doesn't matter. It was recovered by the Hurricanes.
And I think that's Feist who made the recovery.
And trying to do that NFL squib kick where the kicker kicks it and tries to be the one to recover it.
I thought it was well designed, but one of the guys to his side accidentally touched it.
Yeah, I mean, really,
he was going to get that ball.
Yeah, it's a good thing for Prairieville that Sandoval player touched it because the kicker was going to land on that football because both of the inside players were retreating back to block.
The only question on that onside kick was that ball going to go 10 yards? I think it was going to be close, but it's irrelevant because of the touching.
And we're going to have 1st and 10 by the Hurricanes, seeing if they can get 2 for 1 here. They're going to have 3 receivers on the right side. Single running back in the backfield. Kelly going to swing it out to the right side. Able to make one man miss. And good pass and catch right there. Looked like Hudson Dedman with the pass. So
actually, I think that was Chance Jackson, number 7, or maybe it was Dedman. I'm not sure. But it's going to be 2nd down and 1, and they're kind of in a hurry up right here. This is the part of the game that I like, the end of the first half where the team that's receiving the ball has the ball right now. And so you have an opportunity for them to get some points right here at the end of the first half and then get the ball back in the second half.
And that's going to be number 15 for Prairieville. I don't have his.
Yeah, I'll check in a second.
And we're going to have a handoff up the middle. Got some room. Good tackle right there by Cam Cloart. And that was another one of those plays where if he does not make that tackle, that running back's got 30 yards in front of him.
Yeah, good run by Sanders.
The Prairieville players team mad because they felt like he got off the tackle, but the referees had already blown dead the progress.
Yeah, that was definitely a dead ball. So Harrelson, 15, was the man with the reception and the man in motion on that previous play. Jace Harrelson.
So Harrelson in motion again. He's going to come out and block, and there goes Kelly on one of those design runs. Like you said, not a lot of design runs for Prairieville. They have one right there, but that's going to be a 1st down for the Hurricanes.
It looks that way, the way they marked it, and the marker on the far side already says 1st down. This is a great first half for Prairieville. Yes, they've given up 14 points, but they've been competitive. They're staying in this game, and they are going to continue to fight this Santa Maud team, and it looks like they're going to be this is going to be an interesting game for the rest of the night.
And Cloart in on the stop again. We're going to have a pitch to Harrelson. He's got a lot of room in front of him. Harrelson going up. He's going to get the 1st down. Brought down by just a host of Gators led by Noah Jenkins, the defensive lineman running all the way across the field. But good play design right there with a little bit of misdirection.
Yeah, and Miet makes the tackle down there, and good thing he did because he could have got another 5 or 10 yards. That actually may play to Prairieville's benefit because you're now inside of 2 minutes. You don't want to give Santa Maud any time on the clock at the end of this first half, whether you score or not.
1:35 left. Prairieville almost in the red zone. Kelly's going to keep it. Run up the middle. It's going to be brought down by guess who? Cloart.
Yep.
And
he's been active tonight. And they may try to speed it up a little bit at 1:20. They still have 2 timeouts left, I believe. Kelly makes me nervous when he runs because he keeps that ball out and he doesn't tuck it in. And but he does a great job, and he hasn't had a lot of turnovers this season. So as long as he doesn't turn that ball over, everything's okay.
One advantage of being that fast, it's hard to swipe that ball when you're trying to catch up with him. He's going to swing it out again. He's got an open man in the flat.
That's Daigle again.
Daigle just trips. If he doesn't trip, he's able to get a few more yards. Clock will stop as we advance. It'll be 1st down and 10 inside the red zone.
Yeah, we're down inside a minute now. At halftime, we're going to get a performance from the Santa Maud Band. They're getting ready to do their showcase next week, and so they're going to do their performance tonight.
Always a treat to get the Santa Maud Band to come out, and Kelly getting ready. 35 seconds left. Looking for the swing. Getting a takedown in the backfield. Big play right there by the Santa Maud defense. Jeremy Watley able to tackle him. We have a timeout by Prairieville. That's going to be 2nd and long, and that is the worst thing that could happen on this drive for them.
Yeah, you got to get rid of that ball. And Coach Schmidt came storming off the sideline. He was upset with Kelly right there for making that decision, as that's the worst thing that can happen. You had a chance. You were definitely in field goal range at worst. And now you're at the 20-yard line. This will be a 37-yard field goal from this spot. But he had the quick swing pass. It looked like it was contested and wasn't going to go for much. And I'm sure what Schmidt's probably trying to tell him right now is, well, if that's not going to go anywhere, throw it over his head, throw it out of bounds, do something, get rid of that ball. You cannot take a sack right there. And that's exactly what happened. Good play by Santamon.
Yeah, the Gators able to take away that swing pass, 2nd down and long, and we'll see what they're able to do in timeout. And I know Prairieville does have a good kicker, so this is one you've got 3 plays right here and 1 timeout. You maybe have 1 more across the middle that you can run 2 plays with that timeout, but not very many. Looking for that screen. Caught. It's going to be Hurst. Faced with a big gain.
But this might come back.
And do we have a flag on the play?
Flag at about the 17-yard line. Prairieville shooting themselves in the foot at the end of this first half. They're pointing towards Santamon right now. At least Cale Daigle is number 1.
And I'm wondering, they're talking about it right now.
Oftentimes on a screen pass like that, you might see an ineligible player downfield, but it doesn't look like they're getting ready to mark this against the Hurricanes, at least by the initial indications.
And the referee's going to come together for a conference.
Now
and
they
if
are.
they're walking it back, that's going to be either holding or an eligible player downfield, one of the two.
There's the ineligible. They're just killing themselves right now. But they get the ball to start the second half. Now they're back to the 25 with 19 seconds left. They realistically have about 2 plays before they can set up for a possible game-leading field goal.
Yeah, you're only allowed to be a few yards downfield, and they had some linemen that were about 7.
Santamon and Prairieville jumped there. I don't know who moved first.
We'll find out.
It looked simultaneous almost, but I think it may have been a reaction on the Prairieville side, and that's what it is.
So they get the 5 yards back from the elite ineligible man downfield, but now with 15 seconds left, you only have 1 play left that you can essentially run unless you get a play out of bounds.
Yeah, I think you could possibly get 2 if you design it correctly.
So if you're Prairieville, you have to get out of bounds right here or get a touchdown. Kelly going to throw it, and he just throws it over the top. And we have a flag on that.
Yeah, at the end of the play, they were trying to get Taj Wallace out the backfield on just a go route, and there was late contact. I don't know what. I didn't see anything right there that looked.
It looked
egregious.
like holding. It looked like he was holding his right arm. Is what it looked like from where I was sitting.
But they waited until the play ended before they threw the flag. I thought if they were going to call a hold or something like that or pass interference, it would have come a lot earlier.
Yeah, so it's holding against him. I mean, you can see it right here. Just looks like he holds on to his right arm.
Yeah, but look how late the flag comes in. That's what made me wonder. And now we got a timeout. Santamon is going to call a timeout. That's a smart decision right there because it's a dead ball, and you're back where you started. And so you got a shot at the end zone right here for sure. Maybe you got 2 if you do it quickly. And then you're set up for Usner to kick a field goal at the end of the half if you need that option as well.
Yeah, right now, if you're on the sideline, you're telling your team, if you're Prairieville, you're saying, get the ball, get out of bounds, or get in the end zone. Do not go down in play. You have the timeout, but you want to have 2 shots at the end zone. And if you're Santamon, you're telling them, tackle them inbounds. Tackle them inbounds.
That last play took 5 seconds. So if it takes another 5 seconds right here, they're going to have to opt for the field goal on 3rd down.
So Prairieville comes out. They got trips on the right, single receiver up top, and maybe if you're Kelly, you have one-on-one coverage right now. You come to the bottom and just give number 7, you give him a chance.
They do have that timeout in their pocket, I believe.
Man in motion. Kelly's going to keep it, but he is hit immediately by Jeremy Watley.
Yeah.
Huge play.
Big play. And so you're going to have a 30-yard field goal perhaps with 3 seconds left.
And I couldn't tell if Watley was able to shoot that gap or he just went unaccounted for.
I think Faced had him and kind of just passed him up, and that's kind of a mismatch when you got a big DT and a tight end right there. And so you're going to get a right hash kick from about 31. Usner is a solid kicker, and this is within his range. He's a soccer player. So it's possible.
So Prairieville trying to go into the half of the lead.
Now remember, they've only tried one extra point tonight, and there was a fumble on the exchange. It was a low snap, and the holder couldn't hold on to it, so that's something to watch for right here. However, Prairieville is going to get the ball to start the second half. So if they can get a score right here, they could potentially go down and score again at the beginning of the second half.
And the kick is up, and it is good. Prairieville will take that field goal and take the lead into the second half on this great night for some football. It's 17-14 Prairieville. They will receive the opening kickoff in the second half. We're going to take a break and be back for the halftime show. This is the Rev Game of the Week.
Welcome to REV, delivering fiber-powered technology for both your home and your business. With phone service that connects you to what's important, internet that keeps your devices up and running, TV that delivers all the big moments, and security that protects how you live and work. All backed by local support teams right here in Louisiana. With 5-star service and reliability you can count on, we're ready to connect you to the people and places that matter most. REV.
Supreme service, supreme selection, and supreme savings are all at Supreme Chevy and Gonzalez. Shop Silverado, Tahoe, and Suburban, Traverse, Trax, and more. Win every time when you ride with the winning team at Supreme Chevy and Gonzalez.
REV presents the Action Minute.
Here's the Clinical Director of Action Therapy and Wellness, Haley Leindecker.
Let's talk about preventing hamstring tears with football players. The single leg glute bridge will strengthen your hamstrings and glutes. Lie on your back with one foot on the ground and the other leg extended. Push through the grounded heel to lift your hips, keeping the leg extended in line with your body. Hold at the top, then lower slowly. The Romanian deadlifts build eccentric hamstring strength and reinforce proper hip hinge mechanics. Stand with dumbbells or a barbell, hinge at your hips with a soft bend in the knees, lower the weight down the front of your legs, and return to standing using your hamstrings and glutes. For walking lunges with hamstring emphasis, take long strides into a forward lunge, leaning slightly forward at the hips. Focus on pushing off the heel of the front leg to engage the hamstrings. Action Therapy and Wellness specializes in physical therapy, sports therapy, and hand therapy. Just remember, no referrals needed. Give us a call today.
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Sanama High School Athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Gators!
90 years. It's not just a number. It's decades of dedication to great service. The local team at REV has been serving Louisiana families and businesses for generations. Our people have the experience to deliver a superior network, which gives you the speed and reliability to live your best life and get more done at work. We're here for your home and your business. You can count on REV. 90 years of building connections.
And we are back for halftime of the Rev Game of the Week. I'm Jonathan Moore here with Jeff Porsche, and that was an exciting first half. Jeff, what do you think about it?
It's interesting, I think, because like I talked about before, Prairieville has not been successful on the road. They've never won a road game in their entire history, and they're leading at halftime. So they're halfway to their goal right now, but it's going to be tough because Cooper Babin started slow with the interceptions, but he gained some momentum with that touchdown at the end of the first half. And Sanama is just starting to to click right now. So it's going to be a fun second half, and Prairieville looks like they're going to be here and be competitive, and they're going to get the ball to start the second half. So when we get to the beginning of the second half, Santa Maria is going to have to make a stop if they don't want to fall behind by 2 scores.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing I love about Prairieville so far in this first half is they have come out and taken it very seriously, and they believe they can win this game. And it's been exciting to see them out here. And what have you thought so far about both our running quarterbacks, Babin and Skyler?
You know, Babin had some bad luck on that second interception. That ball was tipped, and it went to the DB on the carom. First interception was just a really good play by Glover. He made a diving interception at the turf. And so, you know, those are tough. And but he came back and he ran the ball really well, and he completed some passes, had some key runs down there in the red zone that got him back in the game. As he's done a good job, and as far as Skylar Kelly goes, he's a heck of a runner, and he's done a good job so far here tonight. We're getting ready to get the performances, but we have some stats from Patrick Wright, the Advocate reporter. Rushing yards, 94 for Santa Maria, 84 for Prairieville, 38-33 for Santa Maria leads Prairieville right there. So it's a dead even game. And the quarterback, 12 carries for 48 for Babin, and Hickerson has 8 carries for 46 and a touchdown. And Skylar Kelly has 12 carries for 65 yards and a touchdown. So this game, statistically, dead even, and that's kind of what you see here on the scoreboard. We're getting ready for the band performance, so we'll throw it down to the field now.
Santa Maria band, you may take the field. We continue tonight's halftime with a special Halloween night treat for you, featuring our Sandoval High School Gatorettes performing an energetic dance routine choreographed by Nyla Landry, Jade Bennett, and Cindy Ezel. Here is Michael Jackson's Thriller. Gatorette sponsors are Tessa Russo
REV presents the Action Minute.
Here's the Clinical Director of Action Therapy and Wellness, Haley Leindecker.
Let's look at effective warm-up techniques to prevent football injuries. Leg swings improve hip mobility and activates the hamstrings and the adductors. Stand tall, swing one leg forward and backwards, then switch side to side across your body. Use a wall for balance. Walking lunges with a twist activates the glutes, hamstrings, and the core, as well as improves hip and thoracic mobility. Lunge forward and rotate your torso over the front leg. Alternating high knees to butt kicks warms up the hip flexors, quads, and hamstrings dynamically. Start by jogging with fast high knees, then switch to butt kicks to activate the hamstrings. Lateral shuffle with hip openers helps to prepare the groin, glutes, and hips for quick cuts and lateral movement. Begin by shuffling laterally for 5 yards, then pause to open the hip, bringing your knee up and rotating out, and then shuffle back. Action Therapy and Wellness specializes in physical therapy, sports therapy, and hand therapy. Just remember, no referrals needed. Give us a call today.
And we are back with the Rev Game of the Week. Jonathan Moore here with Jeff Porsche, and we got an exciting one here in the pit with Prairieville leading 17-14, getting ready to receive the the second half kickoff after warm-ups, and it's been a good one here. Jeff, how have you enjoyed it?
It's been a great one, Jonathan, as Prairieville has exceeded expectations, like we said, a road team that hasn't been successful. They are in this game tonight, and they are playing to win, and if they can get a win, then they will be in the postseason, no doubt about it, because they're going to get a win next week against St. Thomas Aquinas unless something really unexpected happens. And so they're 24 minutes away from that as you look at the power rankings right now. And Prairieville's 24. A loss tonight, they would drop a few spots, perhaps, because you're playing a team that's going to still give you a few points because of their victories. And so they're going to fall a little bit, but a lot of these teams at the bottom are going to lose games as well because they're middle of the road teams. Yeah. And so you see right there with Santa Maria at 17, a win tonight could get them into a position where they could be in the top 16. The top 16 host playoff games. But really the thing that they got to do is beat Denham Springs next week. If they can pull off a win tonight, they can pull off 2 wins. They're going to get a home game. But Denham Springs is blowing people out is an understatement right now. So that's going to be a tough game next week. East Ascension, I was talking to Lyle Boudreau, our producer, about that, and we both kind of are in agreement that if with the win against Dutchtown, provided they don't get upset by Walker, who's 39th, they're gonna host a playoff game, and that's what we're looking at because obviously we want to send you playoff action next week or 2 weeks from now on the Rev Game of the Week. So we're kind of thinking that East Ascension will get a game. Santa Maria, if everything falls right, could get a home playoff game. Dutchtown's going to be in the playoffs, but they're probably going to be a road team. Prairieville is going to be close. I think they'll probably make the playoffs, which would be a miracle in their second year, but miracles happen all the time. Now, like I said, they win tonight, and they don't leave any room for doubt. They would make it. And so we talked about the keys to the game, and I want to talk about one of the things that I talked about with Prairieville. They got to play 48 minutes. They've already played 24 minutes, and they have the lead. As you look at that one where you say play 48 minutes on the bottom left, Santa Maria is not going to fall back. They are used to playing from behind. They're used to playing in the final minutes. So Prairieville had better be ready. Even if they get a score here on this kickoff return and they make it a 2-score game, Santa Maria's going to come back because that's what Santa Maria does. And Cooper Babin's too good a quarterback, and this team is too well coached, and they had too many talented players to just kind of fall aside against a team like Prairieville. So that's kind of what we're looking for right now as far as this game goes, I think. Now, again, you're probably looking at a squib kick right here because Santa Maria has those kick troubles, and you saw that as one of the keys to the game on the Santa Maria side. And so let's see what happens right here because a kick return for a touchdown at any point for the rest of the night would be devastating for Santa Maria. I would expect them to come back from it, but it would be tough.
And that's going to get us into the second half. And what you want right there, the ball not able to gain any momentum, brought down by number 2. And good job right there by the Santa Maria Gators. Miet with the tackle. And Prairieville going to take over at about the 25, 26-yard line.
I was actually surprised. I think I was 7 Chance Jackson, who tried to take it on the short hop. And I thought it was going to go all the way back to Braylon Williams, who is the guy they want to get that ball to. And I thought it was going to get all the way through to him, and that would have been probably what they wanted. But because of the touch, another guy had to pick it up, and it was a short return.
And now Prairieville, 1st and 10. Looks like they're actually at the 29-yard line. And it's going to fake a handoff, but be brought down in the backfield by big number 95 by Clay Francois.
Yeah, C.J. Francois.
C.J. Francois, sorry. Good play right there. And just a good tackle. Did not fall for that fake option right there, and it'll be 2nd down and long, Hurricanes.
Good halftime adjustment, I suppose, by the Santa Maria coaching staff, and put them in a hole early on. This is a turning point in the game right here. If Prairieville can score and make it a 2-possession lead, they definitely have an advantage. If Santa Maria can make a stop right here, they could take the lead. If they do make that stop, they're setting up that screen, and that's picked off.
It's intercepted.
And they're going to take the lead, maybe.
And Watley is going to be tackled right there. Big play, but Santa Maria read that play perfectly and able to come up with the interception. It's going to be 1st and goal for Cooper Babin in that Santa Maria offense.
And Santa Maria's opening drive started with an interception. Prairieville scored a touchdown. Prairieville's second half first possession, an interception. I thought he was going to go all the way, but Kelly did a good job tackling him, and that's a big man that he tackled right there, and that actually surprised me. And now Santa Maria has a chance to take the lead.
Skylar Kelly, 5'10", 180, brought down Jeremy Watley, who's 6'3", 245. That's a big man to get tackled by the quarterback, and we talked about it right here. If you're Prairieville, you don't hang your head right now. You are still in this game.
Yep.
And they need a big stop right here. They've done great against Santa Maria's offense so far. Hand off to Hickerson up the middle. Big gain. Ball comes out at the end zone. And the referees give the signal for the touchdown. Looked like the ball came out after it broke the plane.
I agree.
But if you're Santa Maria fans, they just held their collective breath right there. But a huge touchdown by Hickerson. Going to give them the lead, 2017, trying to get that extra point to make it a 4-point. But what a big play. What a turnaround by the Santa Maria Gators right there to start the second half.
I think the officials made the right call. I think he crossed the plane. The ball was definitely out, but I think that it was a touchdown.
And the point after attempt is up and good. And Santa Maria, with only 1 minute and 2 seconds off the clock in the third quarter, able to take the lead 21-17. We're going to take a short break and be back. This is the Rev Game of the Week.
Supreme service, supreme selection, and supreme savings are all at Supreme Chevy and Gonzalez. Shop Silverado, Tahoe, and Suburban, Traverse, Trax, and more. Win every time when you ride with the winning team at Supreme Chevy and Gonzalez.
And welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week. I'm Jonathan Moore here with Jeff Porsche, and we have got an exciting one brewing down here at the pit with Santa Maria getting an interception and taking it, then scoring on the next play with a handoff to Hickerson. And they now have the lead, and this is a whole new ball game.
You just saw the replay, and I think it verifies what I was saying. And, again, keys to the game. When Prairieville's on the road and they make a mistake like that, it tends to snowball sometimes because they're a young team and they're getting used to playing together as a young team. You made one mistake. It's okay. Get through it and keep fighting. And so let's see if they can do that right here.
Kelly with only his 4th interception on the year. Ball picked up, and Santa Maria going to bring him down at the 6-yard line. And that squib kick so hard to field when it bounces like that. Santa Maria now has them pinned down within the 10. It's going to be first down for Skylar Kelly, and this is a big drive for Prairieville right here. Kelly, at the very least, you need to get some yards and move the ball down the field so you can try to flip that possession and try to flip that field position.
Yeah, and you just made another mistake. This is what happens when one mistake happens with Prairieville. It oftentimes leads to more mistakes. Now you got to just catch your breath, take a deep breath, and come back.
Only 3 seniors on that entire offensive side of the ball. And this is where Kelly, their junior quarterback, has to be one of those leaders, even though he's only a junior. Going to fake it, going to look to throw. Doesn't have a man open, going to run around the right side. He's just going to get rid of it. And good decision by him being chased around in the backfield. Throws it out of bounds. He's second down and 10. But Sandoval now been able to get pressure on that 2 pass attempts that they've had in this half.
Yeah, the Sandoval defensive line so far has been the story of this early second half. Pressure, Kelly's not able to get free, and now you got second down deep in their own territory and now trailing by 4.
It looked like in the first half they were kind of staying back a little bit, trying to play more reactionary. But now as we've seen kind of towards the end of the first half, they look like they're attacking a little bit more, going after the quarterback. Kelly going to keep the ball, gets tripped in the backfield. Brought down, it was either Jenkins or Rock. I couldn't see if it was 90 or 91, but probably it was 95 Francois in there on the tackle, and it's going to be 3rd and long now for the Hurricanes. And if you're Kelly and the quarterback, you're just telling him don't force anything.
Now sometimes you see a deep pattern. You got 1 deep right now, 1 safety on the field. Schonberg about 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. Let's see what they decide right here.
And Kelly looking for the open man. Good defense by Sandoval. They're going to get him in the backfield. He gets brought down, and that was number 91, Kyler Rock, on the sack. Big play by the Gators.
This Sandoval defensive line is playing out of their minds right now in this second half, first 2 minutes, and they have made a difference in this ball game. Now, it's still marked as 3rd down. I don't know if there was a dead ball or a penalty or what, but nothing has changed, and the offense is still on the field.
The referee.
Don't see what's going on.
I'm not sure. The referee is looking. He's talking right now.
I think that I don't know that the punter is out there on the field.
Did they blow the play dead? I did not see. We have a personal foul against the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about.
Was it before the play?
Could be.
So it is 4th down.
So now the punting unit's going to come in.
That was an interesting sequence right there. I didn't even see a flag. I didn't see a flag thrown anywhere on the field, but the referees were talking it out to figure things out. It's going to be 4th down and long for the Hurricanes, having to kick out of their own end zone.
This is Lyons again. He had a good punt earlier. Second punt of the night.
Bringing faced in motion. Good punt right there, and I think that touched a Hurricane.
Yeah.
It's going to be first down Sandoval in great territory. It looks like it's on the 39-yard line, and we'll stay right here and talk about that drive that just happened. So far, 2 possessions now for the Hurricanes, and the Sandoval defense looking re-energized.
Yeah, and you had the interception on the attempted screen pass followed by the touchdown by Hickerson, and now the defense has to make a stand because now all of a sudden Sandoval is the team that is playing for an opportunity to make it a 2-possession ball game.
And Babin fakes the handoff. He's going for a deep pass. He's got a man open down the field, but he overthrows him. Landon Blanchard. Fans want a flag, but that ball was pretty uncatchable.
I agree.
And we do have a flag late. I think we're going to get either an unsportsmanlike or a sideline warning against the Sandoval Gators. Right now the referee's talking it over, but this is definitely going against the Sandoval bench.
I think that perhaps some of the people on the Santa Maria side are not satisfied with the officiating, and I think they let them know that, and I think that this may be a response to that.
Yeah, we have an unsportsmanlike conduct against Santa Maria, and that's huge because now instead of 1st and 10 or 2nd down and 10 at the 40, you're going to get 2nd down and 25 at the 45, your own 45-yard line.
Yeah, I think it was just a little bit of a little jawing about the lack of a penalty right there, and I think that pass was out of reach of the receiver, and I think that the officials were right to not throw a flag right there. But I think that that was just a culmination of a lot of things that they thought that should have been called earlier.
And I mean, really, it looked like good coverage there by Glover. I know that whenever there's contact, you always feel like your receiver should get it, but Glover, really, they were just running step for step.
Yep.
Babin going to hand it off to Hickerson. Runs around the left side. He's got some room, makes one man miss, and just trips. Man, he had some room in front of him.
It's going to be 3rd down, about 18, and was able to make that first guy miss, like you said, but then he slipped.
Yeah. Sam Schexnayder, the closest defender with Schmidt, but just he did have some more room, and we have 3rd and long, and
yeah, this is not a 3rd and manageable.
No.
Like we talked about earlier.
No, this is one of those you're just trying to keep the field position flipped. So you want to gain 5 to 15 yards here so that you can pin them down within the 10. Babin looking. He's got an open man. Big play.
1st down.
Yeah, he's going to get it. What a passing catch to Landon Blanchard. Brought down by Schmidt. And it looked like Schexnayder again, but a huge play right there by Santa Maria. Just a blown coverage by Prairieville.
Yeah, they got to step up right here because it looked like they were going to get the help of that unsportsmanlike penalty, but they were able to recover. So credit Santa Maria for being able to overcome the adversity that they had right there.
So 1st and 10, the ball's going to be at the 27. Babin hands it off to Hickerson, who gets tackled immediately by number 44 for the Hurricanes. That's going to be Daniel Williams on the tackle.
Yeah, look at this replay right here.
Close to a horse collar, but
yeah,
not quite.
I think he got him by the bottom back of the jersey. He did reach out to the top of the jersey, but I think where he pulled him down was from the maybe from the bottom of the jersey or maybe his pants.
He just
or
grabbed
maybe
the middle.
that little hip pad on the back.
Just grabbed him by the middle of the jersey. They're going to empty backfield here. Babin getting ready, 2nd down and long. Prairieville going to drop in coverage and only rush 4. Babin looking. He's going to move. Got an open man. Hickerson hit immediately. And is that number 6 or number 9? I can't see his number. That's number 6. Delapas on the tackle. Good tackle by him. Going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Gators. And now it looks like they're in 2-down territory here.
Yeah, and it's 3rd and manageable, which is what you want. But Santa Maria just proved that they can get 3rd and long as well. So you got to cover the whole field right here because Babin can pick you apart.
Yep, and Santa Maria, no stranger to close games. The 2 games they've lost this year have been by combined 8 points. They know how to keep games close, and they're showing it right here. Babin looking deep, got a man. What a passing catch. Babin connects right there with Jermichael Millen, brought down by Bryson Glover.
Yeah.
But a great passing catch by the Santa Maria Gators right there. It's going to be 1st and goal.
And right now, what I've seen in this second half is Santa Maria is more inspired. They want it more, and they're fighting very hard to take this lead right here and extend it.
Babin keeps it around the left side. Touchdown, Gators.
14 unanswered here as we aren't even halfway through this 3rd quarter. And that was an easy one for Babin right there.
That was, and that's a tough. They got to the line of scrimmage quickly, set it up, and Babin runs around the left side. The Gators score 14 straight in this half, and this is big. This would make it 11 points. Kick is up, and that is good. It's going to be 28-17. Santa Maria coming out and making a statement in the second half. We're going to take a short break. This is the REV Game of the Week.
Welcome to REV, delivering fiber-powered technology for both your home and your business. With phone service that connects you to what's important, internet that keeps your devices up and running, TV that delivers all the big moments, and security that protects how you live and work. All backed by local support teams right here in Louisiana. With 5-star service and reliability you can count on, we're ready to connect you to the people and places that matter most. REV.
Welcome back to the pit for the Rev Game of the Week. I'm Jonathan Moore here with Jeff Porsche, and we've got an exciting one happening right now with Sandomal taking a bigger lead in the second half and kicking it off now. Prairieville running the ball up and able to get good field position for this coming up drive, but it is now a huge drive for the Prairieville Hurricanes.
But they have good field position. That was Chance Jackson on the kick return. The ball is at the 35, and that's acceptable. And Sandomal's happy that it wasn't a touchdown, obviously. They've done a great job on special teams here tonight on their kick returns. But now, again, Prairieville's just got to maintain composure. You just proved in that first half that you are at the same level as Sandomal. Now just go out and show you can do it again in the second half.
Yeah, and the Hurricanes played very well this game so far. You know, they have done right now. Skylar going to take it around the left side, gets a decent gain right there. Brought down by number 2 for the Gators, Aiden Andamiet. It's going to be 2nd down and 6, but like you said, they have shown that, hey, we belong and we can compete.
And we talked about the statistics at the end of the first half. It's almost dead even. So what I see from that first half is that Prairieville and Sandomal are very similar and very evenly matched. But right now that defensive line has taken charge for the Gators in this second half.
Yes, Sandomal it's going to be a handoff right there up the middle. Big run, breaks a couple tackles. Huge hit right there. I believe that was Ivan Sanders running the ball. And
Miette made the tackle right there.
Miette with a big hit, but that's going to be a first down Prairieville. And like you said, it has been a very evenly matched game. Prairieville's been able to move the football, maybe not through the air so well, but Sandomal making a big adjustment this half, going from a 3-man front to a 4-man front. And that has seemed to have made a big difference.
Yeah, and it looks like Prairieville is moving more to their traditional ground game, and they were able to get some momentum right here with a first down play.
Runs the pitch, and big hit by Cloart right there on Sanders. And we've said his name a lot tonight, but Cloart with a big tackle. It's going to be 2nd down and 6.
And Sandomal is the team making the big tackles right here, and they're the ones that look fired up. You know that Prairieville was fired up in that first half, and they were talking a lot and everything. Now it's Sandomal that's doing a lot of that. But that was still a 4-yard gain because Sanders was able to move ahead. So it's 2nd down and 6. That's not bad for Prairieville.
You know, it looks like they're kind of settling into the second half, bringing Jackson in motion. Going to be another handoff, but he's hit immediately by Jenkins, and that's going to set up 3rd and long. And we saw him go for it on a 4th down with just about where they were, around the 40 to 45 in the first half. So you got to think this is probably 2-down territory with it being an 11-point game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what you do right here. I'm interested to see what Coach Schmidt calls, because that defensive line is just putting too much pressure on that front 5 for the Hurricanes. And you got, again, 4 down linemen, and you got a couple of guys putting pressure up the middle.
Sandomal comes with the blitz. They're going to hand it off. I believe it's to Sanders.
Yeah.
Big gain right there. Jenkins on the tackle. It's going to be 4th down and 2. And
old school, that would be, you might say that's a surrender play. It's not a surrender play. It's setting up for the 4th down.
This is modern-day football, and with plays like that on 3rd down, those are called setup plays.
Yep.
It's the alley before the it's the lob before the dunk, and that's what is going on right now. And now this is a huge play. This is the biggest play of the game thus far. Sets up 2 receivers on his left, tight end on his right, man in motion. Skylar gets the snap, going to fake it, going to pass it. Big play, big catch right there by Feist. Brought down by number 32, Jeremy Watley. But a great play call by the Prairieville Hurricanes to get that first down and get farther into Sandomal territory.
Smart play good play call by the offensive coordinator, who is also the head coach, Mike Schmidt. So this drive stays alive. Prairieville is still in this game, and you can't emphasize that enough.
And they're going to jump right there. That's going to be 5 free yards for the Hurricanes. And this has been a great answer drive for what Santa Maria did so far.
And second half oftentimes is when things start to slip away. But it looked like it was for a second, but it looks like Prairieville is responding. But you got to get in the end zone.
Yeah.
Now, a field goal would make it a one-possession game and cut it to 28-20, but if you can get it to 28-24 or maybe even go for 2 and make it 28-25, this is a really big game.
Big swing right there outside. A lot of room to run. Trying to see, I believe that was
Wallace.
Joby. Was it Wallace or
Yep.
Okay.
That was Taj Wallace.
Taj Wallace with a big run right there, brought down by Cedric Jones. But
Nice
Prairieville
swing.
moving, another first down.
They love those swing passes on first down. We've seen a couple to Daigle. Right there you got Wallace, who is the young sophomore running back, but he is their primary ground gainer and does a good job right there.
It's a first down ball at the 16-yard line. Daigle in motion. Skyler going to roll out. Looking, going to run it himself. Able to get to that edge. Beats Kluot, and it's going to be 2nd down and 5, so a good little run right there. And that's what having a mobile quarterback like Skyler Kelly can do. You have to respect the run, but he can throw it, so you cannot come off of those receivers.
And it looks kind of like an ordinary ho-hum kind of play, but it's a 5-yard gain.
Yeah. So it's going to be 2nd down and 5, ball at the 10-yard line. They can still get a first down before scoring, so they've got 3 plays to play with here.
Yeah, they got to get just past the 7, about the 6.5-yard line.
So trips receivers on the right, single man up top, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle. Wallace, big move, touchdown, Hurricanes.
And that's an answer that they don't usually give on the road because this game was slipping away. And now they're right back in it. And I think they're going to go for the extra point right here with Usner. You don't like to chase points too early. And so because if you don't convert that 2-point conversion and Santa Maria scores again, you're still behind by 2 scores, and it gets even worse.
Yeah, what an answer so far. And coming in ready to attempt the point after for the Hurricanes. Chauvin getting ready to kick. Usner. Point after attempt is good. The score with 2:36 left, 24-28. We're going to stay right here and talk about what just happened. And, Jeff, we've had the privilege to call a couple of Prairieville games this year, and we got to see their biggest win against Parkview. But now we're kind of getting to see another game-defining thing happen. We're seeing them not just play well on the road, but respond to adversity on the road.
Yeah, and it's 28-24, and you had a opportunity right there for Santa Maria to kind of take control of this game. And Prairieville did their job. And it's good to see. This is a young team just trying to make things happen and get better. And you see it right there. And this is a sign of maturity that you're going to stay in this game. And I don't think that this game is going to it's not going to be a blowout on either side. This game is going to go down to the final minutes, I think, at this point. Because Prairieville made the mistakes, they recovered, and now it's back and forth again.
Well, it's a Santa Maria game, and we've learned this year Santa Maria games always go down to the wire. And there's going to be a lot of points. So far, we have 52 of them on the board. So Usner coming in to kick off. Going to do another squib kick. Kick is recovered by number 30 for Santa Maria, and he is run out of bounds. That'd be Aiden Broussard.
And they're going to get an extra 15 because you just tackled him out of bounds. So emotions still getting the best of Prairieville. Then there have been so many personal fouls here tonight. But like I said, this is a emotional game for both sides. And these guys were once teammates, and now they're competitors, as you see. I think that was Williams right there.
We have a second flag down, so this potentially could be offsetting penalties. we will see.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything until we know for sure, but I know there was a late tackle out of bounds for sure, but I don't know what else they're going to assess right here.
There have been a lot of extracurriculars go on this game, and
yeah,
like you said, people that know each other.
Right, and I think part of it is some of the players are playing a little intense, and part of it is I think some of the some people are maybe dissatisfied with some of the calls here tonight.
Referee making the call here. We have personal foul. We have a face mask against the Hurricanes. And then we have a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Gators.
Oh.
So that is going to just make the ball stay where it's at.
Yeah.
But so both teams, it's getting, it's a little bit of extracurriculars going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be 1st and 10 Gators on the 32. And all that momentum they had going into this drive, we will see if they're able to keep it, because Prairieville answered with a big touchdown by Taj Wallace. And referees marking who those unsportsmanlikes are on. If you get 2 of those, they remove you from the game. So, but it's going to be 1st and 10. We'll see what Babin and the team can do.
Yeah, and the personal fouls, there have been a lot of them called against Prairieville, but there's also been a lot of them against Santa Monica. You haven't seen a lot of ordinary 5-yard penalties. Most of the penalties have been 15 yards, which is unusual.
Yeah, I mean, other than the personal fouls, there really haven't been a lot of holding, haven't been a lot of legal contact. It's just been personal fouls. Babin, pass, connects, big gain, 1st down by Jermichael Millen. Brought down by, I believe that's number 83, Brody Creel right there. Good play by Sandoval. Going to get 1st down, move the ball to the 43-yard line.
Just move those chains and just keep on scoring points. That's how Sandoval wins. Keep putting the pressure on the other team's offense.
Babin hands off. Hickerson up the middle. Another nice gain there by Hickerson, and look at this front for Prairieville, and Creel again on the tackle. And you got to wonder, with all the running that they've done in the first half, are they wearing down that Prairieville line, who doesn't have a lot of depth up front?
No, they definitely don't. It's a young team. There's not a lot of seniors on this team, and you got some seniors on that line right now, but it's sophomores and maybe a couple of juniors that are going to help them out, and that's a definite advantage for Santa Monica.
Prairieville sends one on delayed blitz. Babin wide open over the middle is Millen, and he gets a huge gain, brought down by number 2, Jamarian Meady.
Yeah.
But a big passing catch by Babin, and now
Million is a great player, and he's a 2-sport player. He's a point guard on the team, and he overcame a big injury last year. He missed all the season after that injury, and he missed basketball because of that as well. But I want to point out, that was a great job by the Santa Monica offensive line. Gave Babin all day to throw.
Yeah, so far Prairieville, hand off to Hickerson right there around the left side. Hickerson's got a lot of room, makes a man miss. Tackled out of bounds on the far side by Schmidt. And what another 1st down by the Gators, and they are moving the ball at will now against this Prairieville defense.
Yeah, and this is urgent. You got to make a stop. It's not as urgent as it seemed about 5 minutes ago, because Prairieville has come back and shown that they can answer.
Yep.
So it's not as bad as it seemed a few minutes ago. But it's still important that you make a stop at some point here. A turnover, there has not been a turnover on the ground. There have been a couple of interceptions.
Pitch outside. Hickerson, big gain. Hickerson in for a touchdown. Huge play right there. And Hickerson is still down. They're helping him up. That was a hard tackle at the end.
Yeah.
We have a flag down on the play. Before we go to the extra point, we're going to see what's going on.
It's over at the 7-yard line on the far side. So that had nothing to do with the tackle in the end zone.
No, we'll see what's going on.
I think that
could be
the
holding.
offense is staying on the field. So I think that they have kind of conceded that this penalty is going to go against the Gators.
And they're walking it back, so let's see what the call is. It's thrown in the area of holding.
So it's 5 yards past the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 1st and 15.
And the referee did not make the call, but
I think we might have missed it right there.
It looks like it was a 10-yard penalty for holding. Looks like they had somebody about 5 yards down the field.
Could be.
And they marked that from the spot. So it's going to be 1st down and 15 for Sandoval. And this is a moment for Prairieville. You now have them backed up, and they really need to stop here. They rush 4, flush Babin out of the pocket. Babin looking, pitches it to Hickerson. Big hit right there.
Yeah,
Delapas, even though Hickerson missed the pass, but 2nd down and long.
Yeah, he had already committed to the tackle right there. As you see, he was already committed before he lost the football.
And
I
it was
think that's a clean
hit.
play.
Yeah, it was a clean hit. He didn't lower his helmet or wasn't targeting. Hickerson will feel that tomorrow, but it was a clean hit.
He's taken a lot of hits. That takedown in the end zone was kind of rough on him. You saw he was kind of slow to get up right there, and now he takes a shot right there. He's gone the distance, and he is a good running back, and he is tired, I'm sure.
He has been their workhorse for the last 2 years, and they're going to fake it to him right there. Babin over the middle. Pass is caught. That's number 9, Landon Blanchard.
It's close to a 1st down.
Very, very close.
3rd and short.
And was that Williams or Delapas on the coverage? Originally it was 3. It was Turner on the coverage. And it's going to be 3rd and short. And I would be shocked if we don't see 2 runs right here, one by Babin and one by Hickerson. And there's the run by Babin. Around the left side. Prairieville
4th down.
Able to stop him. It's going to be really, really close to a 1st, but he is going to be short. And that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. And Sandoval able to come back and take the lead. The score is 28-24, and we are going to talk about some of the upcoming games as we head into the 4th quarter of this exciting game. We have some big games coming up next week for the REV Game of the Week. The first one being we have Walker at EA, which is going to be huge because EA fighting for that district title, and Walker has been playing better as of late. They had a little bit of a rough start at the beginning of the season, but they are playing teams a lot tougher. And then in 2 weeks, we have the Division I non-select by district round playoffs, so it's going to be exciting to keep following where teams are ranked, who's hosting, and both these teams right here hoping not only for playoffs, but Sandoval hoping to work their way up to host. And here's the upcoming live stream schedule next week. Sandoval is going to be at Denham Streams. It's going to be live streamed on the Varsity Sports Now. Subscription is required to that network. But we have got some exciting games coming up as we close out this season because every game that we're broadcasting matters.
Yeah, and we're hoping that we're going to get some home games in the postseason in Ascension Parish. Right now, I think that in 2 weeks we would likely be at East Ascension if they can beat Walker next week. Sandoval still has an opportunity. Dutchtown needs some help. But also want to bring up, because I was out there last night doing their game of the week, Donaldsonville looks like they're also going to host a playoff game as they improved to 7-2. They beat Berwick by a score of 49-6. And I tell you what, if you want to, that doesn't sound like it was a great game, but if you want to watch something on Rev Sports that's interesting, I recommend you watch that game and watch their quarterback Garrison, because he's a good young sophomore quarterback. He had 5 touchdown passes last night. He was really solid.
And Babin getting ready to start the 4th quarter. Hands off Hickerson. Hickerson gets the 1st down. He's going to be brought down by number 11, Cade Abear. And it's going to be 1st and goal, Gators. And talking about the playoffs still, this is going to be a pretty historic season potentially for Ascension Parish, as we will send 7 teams to the playoffs most likely. And so that's an exciting thing for your parish, since 7 teams at the 1A, 3A, and 5A level. Pitch right there. Hickerson around the left side. No one's going to touch him. Touchdown, Gators. Great play design. with 11:36 left.
Untouched. Well-designed play, but that fourth down conversion was the key right there, because at that point you had 4 shots at the end zone, and you had a feeling they were going to get there.
Yeah.
Santa Ma's offense has whatever was causing the problems for Babin with the turnovers, he solved it.
In to attempt the point after for Santa Ma. And it is up, and it is good. LeBlanc with the extra point, going to make it 35-24 with 11:36 left in the game. You're watching the Pitt Rev Game of the Week.
Welcome to REV, delivering fiber-powered technology for both your home and your business. With phone service that connects you to what's important, internet that keeps your devices up and running, TV that delivers all the big moments, and security that protects how you live and work. All backed by local support teams right here in Louisiana. With 5-star service and reliability you can count on, we're ready to connect you to the people and places that matter most. REV.
And welcome back to the Pit for the Rev Game of the Week. I'm Jonathan Moore here with Jeff Porsche. And Santa Ma able to go down and score a touchdown with a pitch to Hickerson. And they take the lead 35-24 now, up by 2 scores with 11:36 left in the game. And it's been an exciting night.
Yeah, but in order for it to stay exciting, Prairieville is going to have to answer serve right here. And they were able to do that on the previous possession. They went and scored a touchdown. Let's see if they can do it right here.
LeBlanc with the squib kick again. It's going to be fielded by Prairieville, and they just have to fall on the football and able to do that. So it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 15. Wallace able to recover it, and it is very difficult. I know that you're watching on TV and you're just saying, why don't they just pick it up? It is very difficult to pick up an oblong shaped football when it is rolling around in all kinds of crazy directions.
Well, it looks like Santa Ma has solved the problem, at least for tonight, as Prairieville has just not been able to field these kicks, and now they're at the 15-yard line. That last touchdown possession, they started at about the 35, so this is a big difference in field position.
So 1st down for the Hurricanes. Kelly in the backfield, man in motion, going to hand it off up the middle. And he is met immediately by Kent Pearson. And that is going to be a short gain of 1 yard for the Hurricanes. And I believe that's Ivan Sanders back in at running back. So 2nd down and 9, Prairieville, and playing with good composure. After those first 2 drives, we were a little bit worried that it was going to get a little bit rough and snowball, but they have not given up. They have instead hung in there. And Kelly was showing the leadership, and it's going to be exciting going into his senior year and see what he can do.
Yeah.
Kelly going to keep it with a run up the middle, one of those few designed quarterback runs, but Santa Ma ready for it, and very fortunate they didn't get a penalty for a late jump into the pile.
And again, there's some more late contact and some hard feelings on both sides. No penalty called right there. And it's going to be 3rd down and long. That defensive line right now is making the difference, like I said earlier, and they're letting Prairieville's offensive line know about it right now.
Yeah. Santa Ma's defense played so much faster in this half than they did in the first half, and one of the big switches is that 4-man front. And we're going to have a whistle here. I think the play clock was getting close to 0, so
Prairieville called a timeout.
And with 3rd down and long, we're going to stay right here, and we are going to talk about the middle school games this week, honor our colleague SWAC. And we had Galvez beat Prairieville 36-0. Lake beat Santa Ma 38-36. Close game right there. Dutchtown able to beat Bluff 7-0, and Central beat Gonzales 8-6. And Lowry had the week off, so love getting to share our middle school scores, honoring SWAC. And
yeah, he loves talking about those scores, but you got a lot of action going on, and you're at the end of the middle school season, and but it's the high school season is the fun part is just beginning right now. Now, you were talking about all the teams potentially making the playoffs. There's still some question about Prairieville, although I think that they're in good shape, win or lose tonight. Ascension Christian, they look like they will probably make the playoffs as well. Those are the two question marks, but I think that they both have the numbers in their favor right now.
Yeah, in Prairieville right now, Kelly coming out with a 3rd and long, looking, and that's going to be Watley able to get him in the backfield.
Yeah, he just bull rushed the offensive lineman right there.
Yeah. So Watley able to get in the backfield, and that's going to be 4th down. Prairieville forced.
He just got the advantage, and they met at the quarterback.
Prairieville's going to have to punt here, and Santa Maria will get it in good field position.
Now, you hate to be in a position like this where you're going to have to – it's a must stop at this point.
It has, and they're going to get it. He's going to return it. Number 2, which is Miet, brings it around the left side. He's going to start in positive territory, and this is a big drive. They need a stop right here, but Prairieville's defense has stepped up big this game against this high-powered Santa Maria offense.
Now, they're going to have to hope for a turnover right now because this entire second half, Santa Maria has not had a possession where they didn't score a touchdown. And so if they're not going to stop them or keep them at the end zone, they got to hope for some sort of break right here. So regardless, they cannot give up more points.
Babin comes back, got a man in motion, trips on the right, looking to throw. We have a flag down on the play, trying to set up the screen. Babin just throws it at the feet of Hickerson, and we have a flag down the play, so it's thrown immediately, so it's either going to be lining up offsides or an illegal procedure against Santa Maria. We will see what the referee calls.
He's looking over to the Prairieville side, which makes me believe that you're going to get a call against the Gators.
We have an illegal shift, and it's going to be declined, 2nd down and 10. So good 1st down play for the Hurricanes right there, and now
they're going to decline the penalty. They need the downs right now and less time off the clock.
And Gators coming out in the same formation, trips on the right, single running back in the backfield. Got Taylor down here by himself, and Prairieville sending the tight end in motion, sends forward Babin. Going to be a swing pass to Hickerson. He gets to the edge, but he could not beat Williams, who brings him down. And so now we have 3rd and long. And the Gators, if they can get some positive yardage here, it makes them think about going forward on 4th. But if Prairieville able to get another stop, you're almost forced to punt.
I think that Santa Maria has enough faith in their defense right now, the way they've been playing in the second half, that might be a punting situation if they don't convert right here. But it's a big play for the Prairieville defense. And it looked like initially before they went to the sideline to get the call that Prairieville was coming on a blitz. Now they're dropping back a little bit.
And they send 3, drop everybody else in coverage. Babin looking, rolling out to the left side, flushed out. Throws it, overthrows his man. It's going to be 4th down and long. And a big stop right there by that Prairieville defense and answering when they needed to show up the most.
Now, the offense is staying on the field right now. There's been no indication for a punt. I would have faith in the Santa Maria defense if you can pin them back inside the 20. But Coach Oliver's been doing this a lot longer than I have. And I know he has confidence in Cooper Babin, too.
Yeah, and their defense has given up a lot of points this year, so maybe this is them saying. And it drops back. Babin looking. He's got a man, and he completes it. Ball is caught.
1st down.
Past the marker. Big passing catch by the Gators right there.
I think that's Million.
Million?
No, it's not Million. It's
Caven
Taylor.
Taylor.
Caven Taylor.
First time we've really gotten to call his name tonight, and that's going to be first down and 10. So Sandoval, with 8 minutes left, able to get the big first down, chew up some more clock, and try to add to that lead.
That 2-minute run off the clock now with 8 minutes. Now you can get down to 6 minutes and get another first down. Sandoval's not in any hurry to score right now.
No.
And watch him score in the next play.
Babin keeps it around the left side. Big play. Babin goes out of bounds, but he is going to be close to. Nope, he's going to get another first down, looks like. Nope, they're bringing it back. It'll be 2nd and 1. But Babin, what a run around the left side. That's just an exciting quarterback to watch.
Yeah, and Sandoval now looking really good with only 7.5 minutes left. They can make this a 3-score game, which a touchdown would do right now. That might be it for the Hurricanes tonight.
Babin lines up in the pistol. Man in motion. Going to fake the handoff. Pitch it to the left. He's got a man. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Jermichael Million.
And so Million, they got the speed guy around the edge, and that's something that Prairieville's been doing tonight with their quarterback, Kelly. But now they get a dose of their own medicine with Million taking the edge, and now it's a 3-score game, and that's big trouble for Prairieville.
So Million with the rush around the left side, running the option, and now LeBlanc comes in to attempt the point after. And the point after attempt is good. The score was 7:31 left in the game. Sandoval 42, the Prairieville Hurricanes 24. We're going to take a break and be right back with the Rev Game of the Week.
Supreme service, supreme selection, and supreme savings are all at Supreme Chevy and Gonzalez. Shop Silverado, Tahoe, and Suburban, Traverse, Trax, and more. Win every time when you ride with the winning team at Supreme Chevy and Gonzalez.
And we are back with the Rev Game of the Week. Jonathan Moore here with Jeff Porsche, and Sandoval able to extend that lead to 17 points. Prairieville nearly coming up with the stop. Their defense has played so much better this game on the road, and Sandoval having to pull out all the stops to score on them. And right now we've got 41-24 kicking it off right here, and this might be the last chance for Prairieville to attempt to continue the streak of touchdowns scored against Sandoval on kickoffs. And they're able to field it, and he gets around the left side. He breaks one tackle. He's able to get across the 50, and he is hit very late. I am surprised. That was not a penalty, but that was, I believe, number 88, Nathan Paul, on the return. And we nearly had number 7 against Sandoval.
If you would have not had that little reach and grabbed the back of his shirt and slow him down, that could have been the difference right there. But now Prairieville is still alive. They have good field position. There's still time if they can get a quick score. It's a 3-possession game. You can cut it to 2 and get that ball back. It can make a big difference.
First down and 10. Looks like they're at about the 47-yard line. Daigle in motion. Kelly's going to hand it off. And we have a big run up the middle, but he's hit immediately by Sandoval. And
you got big hits right there, and Sandoval is happy about that, but it's still a 4-yard gain.
That was Kluot again with another big hit. He is a safety, but he has come down and made some very punishing tackles this game. 2nd down and 6.
Clock is running, though.
I believe that's Wallace still in the backfield. And they're going to run the option. Kelly running, able to get to the edge. He's going to run out of bounds for a short gain. And we have another flag down on the play after the run was done. So it'll be 3rd and short, barring what the penalty is. We will see what the call is.
Flag was thrown. It looks like it might be a face mask against the Gators.
Now, the public address is saying it's against Sanamaw, and so that's going to give Prairieville a first down. I want to point out, if you're not familiar with the pit, it's not the fog rolling in. It's not foggy out here. It's just that the cannon's been going off a lot in this second half.
And there's no wind.
Yeah. So that's why it's looking so foggy out there right now.
And it is going to be against the Gators. We have a face mask. It's going to be 1st and 10 Prairieville at the 25-yard line. Wallace lines up at the backfield with Kelly. Man in motion. They're going to do a fake pitch. Kelly takes it around the left side. He's got some room. Kelly down inside the goal line. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Hurricanes.
Right. I know what you're trying to say there, Jonathan. But that's a good move. The going horizontal right there instead of trying to just run through the tacklers, and got that corner again. And now they're going to say he stepped out at the 14. I thought it was going to be a 1st and goal situation like you did. But 1st and 10 from the 14.
Kelly lining up in the backfield. He's going to hand it off. I believe that's Sanders looking for some room, and he's going to get a short gain. It'll be 2nd down and about 5. So Prairieville still in it, still pushing the ball down the field, answering these long Sanamaw drives.
And they are not using a lot of clock, which is really important. There's a little sense of urgency, not extreme urgency right now, but they've only used about a minute and a half so far this drive.
Kelly, again, fake the handoff, looking, and he's going to be hit immediately in the backfield by Miles Abear, and he is getting up very slow.
The second hitter, Miet, might have been like a knee or something to his head, it looked like. Let's see. Or maybe an elbow to the head. It looks like he's okay, though. He got up. He was a little slow.
At the very least, Miet landed on top of him.
Yeah.
Which is never fun. So it's going to be 3rd and long.
And it was a clean hit. I mean, the guy went down. You couldn't predict where you're going to land.
So he's going to roll out to the left side, looking for an open man. Connects. Daigle down inside the 5. Was he able to get the first down? Depends on where they mark him out. It is going to be close.
Yeah, this guy down there is marking it at about the 4.5, which is right there. It is 1st and goal.
So they're going to give him the first down, and I think we have an injury timeout for the Sticks. Looks like somebody got hit. Yeah, it looks like it looks like the official or the parent. It was the football player got hurt who ran into this
Yeah, he just got hit on the sideline. Don't know if he got hit by a spectator, a member of the chain gang, or maybe if that fence right there is really close too, because you got to remember this is the only field in Ascension Parish that doesn't have a track around the stadium, so there's no excess space for you to just run and slide or get down. You gotta stop very quickly here at the pit.
And Kluad is the man who is injured. They are helping him to the sideline right now. Hope that he is okay. But it'll be 1st down and goal, Prairieville. And same thing, just not a lot of time off the clock yet. They got 4 shots at the end zone.
Now, they did use a timeout earlier. I remember on an offensive possession, they called 1 timeout. That's something that's going to be a factor. But if they don't score quickly here, it's going to be a situation where if they can make a stop and get the ball back, it's going to be hard to score twice in about 4 minutes.
No, they're saying 4th down. They're saying he did not get the first.
I don't know if I agree with that decision right there.
Referee must have had a great angle on that because it looked like up here that he dove past the marker, and so they're going to bring a man in motion. Kelly, he's going to keep it. He's looking to throw. He's got an open man, but he's just surrounded by Gators. He is running for his life, and I am surprised they didn't get him for a horse collar, but they bring him down at the 33 and
30-yard loss.
Wow.
And I think the key to that right there was number 8, because he's a guy that kept them from getting to the edge. That's Miles Abear. And they're discussing it right now.
I don't know why. There is a flag down. I don't know what, I mean, other than unsportsmanlike conduct or excessive celebration, a flag way over there could have been. But we have another personal foul. We have I think that's a helmet. Is that a helmet to helmet?
I'm not sure, but it's declined.
Yeah.
So now Santa Maria has the ball, and that may be the end of the story here tonight for the Hurricanes.
So the Hurricanes have come into this game and not played well on the road this year, but they have showed up tonight. They have shown up big time and played very well. And let's look why they're getting on the field. We can start talking about the LHSA power rankings, because this is it's not going to shake things up a lot, but it's not going to hurt a lot of teams too. I mean, this is big for Santa Maria. They really needed a win tonight to keep their chances alive of hosting a playoff game. But Prairieville has shown up.
Yeah. And as you see Babin with the keeper right here, the biggest difference here tonight in this game before we continue with the power rankings discussion is, well, let's just do it right here.
Yeah.
Prairieville may drop a spot or two, but they're still in good shape because they have that game next week against St. Thomas Aquinas that they should win. But Santa Maria is one spot away from moving up into hosting a home game, but they're going to have to beat Denham Springs if they want to do that. Let's be honest, because if they lose to Denham Springs, they may lose that home game option that they might have gotten here tonight.
And Babin looking to throw. Flushed out to the right side, looking deep, got a man, connects, and it's right down the field to Caven Taylor again. And it's going to be 1st and 10, Santa Maria.
And that was a dart. Best thrown ball of the night, in my opinion.
Their offense in the second half has been just different in the best way possible, because in the first half, those 2 interceptions, you could see the play calling after that was very conservative, a lot of runs. But in the second half, they have just let Babin loose, and he has responded. But going back to the power rankings, I mean, Santa Maria has a chance to host, but you're right, it does come down to beating Denham, who is number 11 right now. But there's a lot of good as Hickerson takes it up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, makes it around the right side, gets down within the 20, in the 15, and it's going to be 1st down in the red zone for Santa Maria. But when you're looking at this game afterwards and you're Prairieville, there's going to be a lot of positives to take out of it, and the biggest positive is you can see the growth.
Yeah. You were winning at halftime 17-14, but this second half has not gone the way that they wanted to, and this is kind of their MO. In the second half, Santa Maria has outscored Prairieville by a score of 28-7, and they are knocking on the door to 35. And so one of the things I talk about is Prairieville's got to play 4 quarters, because Santa Maria's going to play 4 quarters, and that's what's going on right here as Millian makes the catch.
And he makes the man miss. Gets within the 5. He's going to be brought down. It'll be 2nd down.
And so a touchdown right here is just the icing on the cake.
And how far do you think Prairieville is from having enough players coming up to where they actually have some depth? Because one thing that it looks like right now is they've just had to have the same guys on the field the whole game. And Santa Maria, who spent the whole first 2.5 quarters running the ball, has just worn them down to where they've been able to effectively eliminate the pass rush.
They're going to lose some key players this year, but most of their skill players are sophomores and juniors.
Babin, quick snap, connects, and that's going to be Rizzuto with a touchdown for the Santa Maria Gators. So a little bit more trickery right there, catching Prairieville off guard. Leads to another Gator touchdown.
Yeah, a little trickery, and now it's starting to be fun for the Gators as they have doubled up Prairieville, and they have just dominated this second half.
and able to get all 3 of their senior wide receivers, I believe, touchdowns. So into a 10th point after to make it a 49-24 game, and the point after is good. The score with 2:39 left in the game, Santa Maria 49, Prairieville Hurricanes 24. We're going to be right back after this short break with the Rev Game of the Week.
Supreme service, supreme selection, and supreme savings are all at Supreme Chevy and Gonzalez. Shop Silverado, Tahoe, and Suburban, Traverse, Trax, and more. Win every time when you ride with the winning team at Supreme Chevy and Gonzalez.
Against Santa Maria. And we have a personal foul against Santa Maria that was just called. And so that's going to be 15 yards assessed on probably the kickoff.
Yeah, it's now a 25-point game, so 4-possession game now with 2:39. So this game is finished, I guess you could say. But again, Prairieville just need to play 4 quarters against these teams, and when you're a young team, you can't afford to make a mistake or two, and that's what happened. That third quarter started so badly where you had the interception on the screen pass, and then you answered that with a botched kick return that put them inside the 10, and that's where things went wrong, and they haven't been able to recover.
And Santa Maria, other than there's going to be the kickoff return by Prairieville, and he's able to get to the edge. He's got one man to beat out there, not able to get it. But another good return by Nathan Paul, and kickoff returns continue to plague Santa Maria with all kinds of problems. But Santa Maria able to get only their 3rd win of the year, this not by 1 score, which is big for them going into next week, because they did in the first half. It looked like they might have come out and taken Prairieville a little bit lightly. You know, they threw the first interception, first play of the game, but they came out in the second half and took the game very seriously, and we see what happens.
Yeah, they if they took them lightly in the first half, which I don't think they did, they just Prairieville played well, but the second half they decided to just step up and take over this game. And look at the D-line again.
Yeah. And Skyler trying to get to that edge, but unable to get there. Abear beats him to it. And that's really been the difference of the second half has been we have another flag on the play. And the referee talking to the Prairieville player who I'm assuming is the penalty's on. And
yeah, these guys are just kind of frustrated. And again, it's all about knowing your opponent.
Yeah.
And so many of these guys were former Santa Maria Gators, and they wanted to win this game so badly. But it's not going to happen tonight.
No. We have a personal foul against the Hurricanes, and it's going to be another 15 yards.
And, you know, both teams were you know, talking their stuff tonight. I mean, when Prairieville had the early lead, they were letting Santa Maria know about it, and now Santa Maria's coming back and letting Prairieville know about what's going on the scoreboard. And this game just we're 2 minutes away, and just need to finish this up without any problems.
Yeah.
And let's see if we can just get this game in the books.
Yeah, you don't. With 2 minutes left, you don't want any injuries or suspensions.
Yeah.
We have a flag down the play in the backfield. Looks like we might get an illegal substitution or too many people on the field.
Yeah, they were running a guy out. That was on the Santa Maria side.
And we'll see if they pick up the flag or they enforce it. We have 12 men on the field for the Gators.
I think there were 12 guys in the huddle.
So I'll move it up 5 yards. And so, like I said, there's 2 minutes left. You're just hoping that you get out of this with no injuries. You don't want any suspensions. You just, Skyler Going back, looking right now, good swing pass. Oh, just.
No, that was intended for
intended for
Harrelson.
15.
Yeah, that was Harrelson.
But.
Harrelson, number 15, was the intended receiver.
So it's going to be an incomplete pass. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long.
So Prairieville coming out. I mean, you got 2 minutes left. For some of these guys, it's the last time you're playing in the pit.
Yeah.
Just come out and make it as positive as you can. The Prairieville right now, the one thing that's been impressive, they did not give up, and they had every opportunity to, but they said we're going to keep on fighting, even after the interception. I mean, Sandoval has played great in the second half, but Prairieville did not. There was nothing easy for them. They had to work their butts off to beat this team, and so it's awesome to see Prairieville stepping up like that.
Yeah, and I think the difference is the defensive adjustments. That line played so much better on the Sandoval side. I think we got
I think we have a flag down. I think it is 4th down now.
Yeah.
I think that was 3rd down. We do have a flag down. But Skylar Kelly with the run around the left side, so we have a flag down. We'll see what's going on with it. Referees are talking it over, but the future is definitely bright for Prairieville.
Of course.
I mean, and you have a bunch, like I said, there's only 3 seniors on the offensive side of the football. So next year you're going to have 5 seniors, and all your sophomores will be juniors, and that's a huge deal.
Yeah, you're going to lose a couple of offensive linemen who are good. You're going to lose some a defensive end and a defensive tackle and a cornerback on defense and a linebacker. And these are good leaders for Prairieville, but the majority of their skill players, guys like Kelly and Taj Wallace and some of these receivers, they're all sophomores and juniors. And they had another good freshman class who you'll get a couple of sophomores next season from that freshman class who are going to be in the mix.
So I'm not sure if I think it's 4th down.
Prairieville has called a timeout.
Yeah. Prairieville wanted to talk it over, but going back and looking at the power rankings and the next week's games, I mean, the power rankings for next week, you see right now 11, 13, 17, 21, 24, how they factor in to next week and how it's going to be a big deal. This is why we say next week's games are going to be great to watch on TV. We have Dutchtown at Live Oak. That's going to be Thursday. Dutchtown trying to get that division crown, a share of the division title. You have Walker at EA. That's going to be on Rev. You don't want to miss that because same thing, EA going for a share of that division title. Sandoval at Denham. Sandoval trying to host a playoff game. They have to beat Denham Springs to do it. Prairieville at St. Thomas Aquinas. And that they're hoping to end the season out on a win and go into the playoffs riding that. And that's going to be the last week of the regular season. And it has been an exciting regular season and great to watch.
With this game pretty much in the books, even though we still have a minute and a half left to go, knowing the outcome, these are the scenarios. If Denham Springs and East Ascension both win, they would share a district title. If one wins and the other one loses, then the team that wins would have an outright title. Sandoval and Dutchtown need a win and 2 losses from the other 2 teams to get a chance. And so Sandoval is still alive, but they need to beat Denham next week, and they need Walker to beat East Ascension. Yeah. But they're still alive. And you want to still be alive with 1 game left. Dutchtown's in the same boat. They have an easier game. They get Live Oak, but Live Oak has not been an easy out, so it's not like a traditional Live Oak team. They're much better than they have been in the past, even though they've struggled to win district games. But right now, I think the team that's in the best shape would be East Ascension because they have the team that hadn't won a district game yet. As Sandoval takes over, and they're just going to run out the clock. But just to finish my point, East Ascension has a team that's winless in district, and they have 1 loss. So a win would guarantee them a share of the title. I think that the Sandoval-Denham Springs game is going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Denham Springs is playing their best football of the season right now. And Sandoval is going to have to play their best game to just have a chance because it's tough to win on the road anywhere in 5-5A. But there's a chance. But right now it looks like perhaps Denham and EA are the top teams in the as we get to the end of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, it is definitely going to be exciting. I mean, next week, Santa Maria going to Denham, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then EA going to Walker. And Walker, who has played better as of late? You know, they've actually been able to score some points lately, and they've had some struggles on defense. It's been surprising to see Walker, especially after they got to share the district crown last year. And, I mean, they beat, Dutchtown 3 times last year.
In 2 years, yes.
Yeah, and so it's impressive to see Dutchtown rebound from that, but Walker was surprising, as that's probably going to be the last play of the game.
As a quarterback, Brock Coons came in for that snap, and they took Babin out of the game.
And that's going to be the game. Final score is going to be Santa Maria 49, Prairieville 24, and that was a great game in the pit.
And you see the two teams shaking hands, and I think that that's a good show of sportsmanship, even though, you know, they both wanted this game really badly. They're shaking hands. Everything's good. We're going to keep it here because we're going to get the Santa Maria alma mater after this handshake is over. But this is a big win for Santa Maria because they still remain alive. They still have a shot at a home game, and they wanted this win because some of these players, like I said, are former Gators, and so they wanted to beat their former players who left and went to Prairieville. So this is a big night for Santa Maria. It's a big night for Prairieville because they were ahead at halftime, and that's a step in the maturity process. And so the next step is if you can lead at halftime, then maybe you can lead after 4 quarters. And so that's the next goal. Now, next week, they're probably going to win on the road. But you're probably going to play a road game in the playoffs if you reach the playoffs. So now they just prove they can play 2 solid quarters. Now let's make it 4.
Yeah, and just a lot of improvement from Prairieville. And as we get ready to go down for the alma mater, I want to thank some people here. I want to thank our director here, Andre Chapoy, up in the booth with us, and all of our wonderful camera crew. They're the ones that make us look good with all the shots and every single time they get on the field. So thank you all so much. I want to thank you, Jeff. It's always fun getting to call games with you and hear your insight, and it's always impressive your knowledge of the game, and especially just of local football. And our producer, Lyle Boudreau, back in the studio. Thank you, Lyle. We appreciate you, and it was a great night as we get ready for the alma mater, and I'm looking forward to not only next week, but playoffs.
Playoffs? That's old Jim
Oh,
Moore
man.
joke.
You
kidding me? Playoffs?
I don't even know if anyone would even get it anymore.
Yeah, it's getting kind of old, but it's still there occasionally.
Are you saying we're getting old?
I'm old. So, big night for Santa Maria, and we're almost ready for that alma mater. There we go.
And that's going to bring us to the end of the night. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Rev Game of the Week in the Pit. I'm Jonathan Moore with Jeff Porsche. We're signing out. We will see y'all next week as we wrap up the regular season for Ascension Parish football.